get up there?
Who's that? Kevin Lindsay? I can't look at my about 4 to 2. Look all through that club except in that corner.
Full straight back. What's in there like
I
that?
spoke to Ken Sable and sitting in the corner.
No. And you're large is next door.
Yeah, but he is the South Fremantle runner, and that's how Dean Irving. Yeah, and there's Fremantle before that. He's just performing too, was he?
He's 27.
For us, David Sheehan, but I don't think he's in the 21.
He's just out there.
Yeah.
Just have a look.
Yeah, he's in the squad. Expense card.
2001 between old combatants Donnybrook and the Bunbury Footy Club. Just gone through the national anthem and both clubs in their little huddles getting their last minute instructions from their individual leaders. Donnybrook have won the toss through Matt Kendall and they'll kick to the Mary Street end of the ground in what promises to be a great grand final. With me I've got Shane Cross, who will give some special comments, and the doyen of umpiring, Kevin Nettleton, will join us shortly. Good afternoon, Shane, and welcome to the video.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. Looking forward to a very good game of footy here, actually. Way it's shaping up, both sides. Look very, very keen to get amongst it.
Early talkers, Bunbury should win this game, but they've been here and done that on a number of occasions and haven't got across the line, so I suppose that's been drummed into them over a period of time over the last week or so, and they'll be on their best medal, I suppose, after watching Donnybrook put South Bunbury away last week. Yeah,
it's about 20 years since I think they won the last one, and they've lost a couple in the meantime, but the conditions, the way it's turned out, has been just looks to Bunbury, but then again, anything can happen in the grand final.
It can, and Bunbury have lost to Donnybrook 98-99, so they have got something to prove to themselves alone, let alone to the football public. One interesting sideline, we see Peter Worsfold not playing the 2000 Hayward medalist, and the 2001 Jamie Narni's not playing through injury, so there's a little bit of equality there in those situations, the two Hayward medalists not playing.
Yeah, it's a shame. Unfortunately, the two players aren't playing because they are the quality players of the league at the moment. So it's unfortunate, but those things happen. But those out there now will give their best. There's no risk about that.
Yes, you're certainly right. It gives the opportunity for somebody else to step up. And Donnybrook got some young kids that came to their side last week from their Colt side, and a couple on the bench, and that will augur well for them for the future, especially. But today is a big day at hand, and there's some experience out there when you look around with Jeff Narkle from Bunbury. And Chris O'Keefe, and then on Donnybrook you've got Dean Irving, Glenn Davies who have played at higher levels than this. So it's open for here we go. Rolf puts the ball down, up they go. The tap is equal. Down they go towards the half-forward line. Out comes Bub, he bends over, can't pick it up, didn't go far enough. Sock it off the ground by Kane. Into towards Proctor. Proctor gets on his left foot. Down goes Bub with a high tackle and he'll take the resultant free kick.
Yeah, unfortunately, right, that's part of the footy, I think. That's very unlucky for Bunbury.
Yeah, appeared to be a bit high, but nevertheless, the umpire's got the final say. And this will do his confidence no end of good as he gets a short pass up towards Davies in the half-forward line just inside 50, or kick from just around 50 on a 45-degree angle. Poor marking by the defenders from the Bulldogs, thinking that Bub would have gone for home, I suppose. Right behind the flight of this one, experienced player Glenn Davies. He runs in. The right goes out to the right. I don't think he'll get the distance. I'll go up in the back. Up goes Bunbury. They knock it down. Comes down and it's forced through for a behind. And Donnybrook first on the scoreboard, albeit a minor. It's a bit of a test for Bunbury. I think they can't allow Donnybrook to get away like they have in the past in grand finals. And the first 5 to 10 minutes, a feeling out period, but it's necessary to get on the scoreboard. Straight down the middle by the Bulldogs, down towards Bennell. He goes up, ball comes down to the ground to Hebbard, who should be an influential player. Off Smith-Burton smothered out to Hebbard. He gets onto his right foot very quickly out to the place of Hoff, who takes a mark virtually unattended. Coming out towards the member's side of the ground, goes down long and he's picked out Matty Kendall. The Bunbury player's a long way behind. He didn't mark that, I thought he'd pay that. Out comes Remus, he's backing up at the tackler. He gets a wobbly kick up towards Treasure. He's missed the block run of the ball. Out comes and the ball is forced over the line and out of bounds by Matt Bailey from the Donnybrook side, right in front of the Bunbury coach's box. Over goes Chiswell to do the ruck, pushed out by Ward. Ball comes down towards Proctor. Proctor's trying to get around, gets caught, gets a handball in. It's not a good one. In comes Omadai. He's been tackled from behind. Could be pinned. No, he's not. Play on calls the umpire. Out to the feet of Remus. He crawls after it, hands and legs. In comes a reliable Kendall. Over to Chiswell. Chiswell scrambles a kick towards Olsen. He can't take the bounce of the ball, but he had to. Hoff's coming in for his second touch in the early part. This will give him great confidence and does. He puts it up forward. There's no one there for the Bulldogs, and something's happened. There's a free kick off play. Played to the Bulldogs for over the shoulder, and it's Botan who will take the resultant kick. Oh, it's a very stagnant forward line. Out goes Eads towards the pocket and back again. It's a high kick towards Nani. Nani's got them all to beat. Can't get it. No one there for the crumbs. Comes over the back to Trigwell. He scrambles a kick towards the boundary line, just where he's wanting the ball to go, and over the line and out of bounds it goes. Ball comes into play. Up they go. Remus and Chiswell. Chiswell knocks it down the front. Picked up by Omadai. Hand pass is sharked away by Milner. Gets a hand pass to Tan. Heads it straight towards the goals, and it's too low and it's taken on the chest by Zach Redding in front of Shane Marnie.
I'm just trying to sort out the runners.
He looks further ahead, wanting to get the ball out deep. It comes short towards Kirkpatrick. He wasn't ready for it and drops one that was coming out to his side. Picked up by Trigwell. Gets a booming kick in towards the wing, but up in front on his own is Bennell. Bennell goes towards centre half forward. There goes O'Keefe is in the box seat, can't take it. Comes to the ground, does some of the roving, can't get into amongst where the ball is. In comes Gibbs, does some great shepherding, but he's held off the ball by the Bunbury counterpart in Johnny Bennell, and he will take the resultant free kick. Out goes Howard, leads out wide and has got a break on his opponent in Treasure and takes a bubbling mark on his chest. He goes out wide down towards the wing. He goes short. Over the back comes Glass. Well done. He rows his own ball onto his left foot. A little chip kick in towards Eads, and Eads is taking a driving mark on his chest with a little bit of treatment from behind, but nothing to worry about. He's got the ball. Go back and take your kick, son.
Has he set that on us? No, second time off. He just set that spot.
Dean Wilson on the mark's gone back a little bit off the mark. That might whether it confuses the man who's kicked 100 goals in the qualifying games this year. A rare feat. As he lines up deliberately for his first kick in the 2001 grand final. We're heading goalwards. It's going to slide across towards the side and it's knocked through by Trigwell, so we're all square on the board. A point apiece for Bunbury and Donnybrook in the Bunbury 2001 Grand Final. Dean Irving took the first knock, Shane went down to centre half forward. Chisel doing the running at the moment. Ball comes into play. It's a good long kick, clears it out of defence. Knocked forward by Milner, comes down towards Hebbert. Hebbert in short towards Reimers, and he takes a good mark. Opposed to I was going to say young, but he's not young, but to the smaller Glenn Davies. He's gone for go home with nobody there. Will it be shepherded through? Will he get a hand? Well done by Carl Triggle fighting against Narniff and gets a hand to it to force it through for one behind. 2 points to 1. Bunbury putting the pressure on at the present time. Ball comes out long towards Chiswell. He's on his own against 3. Needs to mark it and does, according to the umpire. He goes short to the middle where Wilson's in the box seat, takes the mark and gets a free kick, more so than a mark, as he was manhandled in the meantime. Gets a quick kick out towards the lead of Martindale. Has got me on the haircut. Martindale takes a mark and fights for him, gets him free over to Amadai. Great kick, standing still, and that's a little bit of dangerous play there by the Bulldogs that could have resulted in a penalty but didn't. So Amadai's going short to the lead of Sheffers. He can't quite pick it up, it's at his ankles. Hip and shoulder, he bounces off that, gets rid of Bennell. Over to Proctor, he's on his left, he's had a screw shot towards goals. And he will tie up the scoreboard at 2 points apiece, Shane.
Yeah, it's pretty 50-50 at the moment. Bunbury had a bit of time in their forward line, and now Donnybrook have had their fair section too. So, yeah, both sides sort of sort themselves out at the moment.
Feeling around, see what gets settled. Kane to bring the ball back in, goes out the favoured pocket on the scoreboard side towards Treasure. Treasure's up against 2. One stayed down was Bennell. Good play by Bennell. Gets a hand pass over towards Heather. He gets onto his left foot and dribbles it along towards the wing. Well played and bodied by O'Keefe. In the end, he lost control of the ball as it comes up to Shepherds. Gets a quick kick towards the half-forward flank. They'll be hoping this goes out because there's not too many. There's 3 to 1. I've lost a couple in the crowd. The Donnybrook stand on the far side of the ground. Big Irving will take this ruck knock, and he could prove decisive towards the latter stages of the game. He's up against Ward. Ball comes down to Davies, gets a hand pass to Smith. Smith goes 30-40 metres towards the top of the square. They're fighting one out, Bub and nearly got it, but for the support given by the Bunbury defender, it comes out towards Evil. Ball ricochets off his shins, and no, it doesn't go over the bounds. He loses his foot, comes over towards Tan. Hand pass is dangerous over towards Glass. Glass is dangerous also, but it's so far come off, but they're still under heaps of pressure down there as Narkle looks one way or the other, gets a sneaky hand pass to Glass. He followed up the ball, gets an awkward bounce. He's playing as he kicks the ball. It's a good kick up towards Treasure. As well done by the Bunbury defenders as Treasure looks for a bit of movement up towards at the other end of the square. Not much. He goes long. Over towards Remus at the back. Gets a bit of a nudge on Kendall. Play on's a call. I thought it was a fair mark, but play on calls the umpire. Under his right, over towards O'Keefe. O'Keefe was not paid either. It must have been touched off the boot. In comes Nani. It's dribbled in front of him. He's got no support. In comes Tringle. He missed Shani as he went down, and he didn't miss him according to the umpire. I thought he'd missed him, but he obviously cocked him around the head because that's the only way he would have paid the free kick. So Shane Nani, who's kicked a swagger goal since he came back from East Perth, has been virtually a permanent full forward and has done extremely well. And man of his ability should drill this, but funnier things have happened in grand finals. A couple of stuttering steps straight towards, it's fading towards my right-hand side, and I think he's missed, and I put the mocker on him as commentators normally do. I will not comment on the timekeeper's comments. 3 points to Bunbury, 2 points to Donnybrook. In what is a fantastic day for footy and what may even be a little warm to a certain extent. Great crowd in attendance. Trigwell goes long again, straight down to the edge of the square. That's a good 60-metre kick. Redding can't quite mark it. He follows up the ball. He's there, needs some help. Bunbury surrounding. O'Keefe can't grab hold of the foot. He can't get the handle. Then comes Kendall. He doesn't know what to do. It gives it to Redding, who's under pressure. Scrambles a kick to Howlett. Goes through his legs. Treasure picks it up and drops it off the deck by the defence of Donnybrook. Out towards Billy Bennell. He's tracked there by Nathan Smith. Bennell goes to the ground. You can't do that in a one-out competition. Up comes Smith with the ball. He goes forward towards Donnybrook, and it's taken by Chris Sheehan, who played a good game last week when he came into the side. He sneaks it across towards Davies. He's 50 metres out. He's going to go short again. About 40 metres out is on the right, and he'll take a deliberate set on goal. One hefty boot out of the defence when the ball's on the ground, set them in motion. And the Dons have the opportunity to take the lead here in this early stages of the first quarter of the 2001 Grand Final. A kick from about 45 metres out. Not much of an angle to speak of. Stutters his kick in. He's got underneath it. It's just going to have enough to get there, and I think it's home. So the first major of the 2001 Grand Final goes to the Dons. The reigning premiers of 3 successive years. They go for 1 goal, 2-8. Bunbury 3 behind.
Yeah, it's a good bit of work by Nathan Smith out there. You know, the guy's got to give him a lot of respect out there. The bloke played state footy about 3 years ago. I had a fair bit to do with him in Perth, and he's a great kid, and he's very smart, and he'll use the ball. Don't worry about that.
You can't afford to go to ground when you've got a one-on-one competition, one-on-one tussle for the ball. Bounce down in the middle. Won't be taken by the rucks. There comes Omadai. He loses an attempt at handball. Shepherd there by Davies. Gets a hand pass over to Kendall. Kendall's going to go along the centre half forward, out wide. Screws off the side of his boot, and Evel takes a mark on his chest. Gets it out wide to Hoff. He won't quite make the ball. He's going to drag the play. He's going to be caught from behind if he's not in a hurry. Out comes Bennell. Couldn't quite take the mark. Taken by Bailey. Good hand pass over to Sheffers. Sheffers hand pass over to Davies, and the Dons are away again. Out towards Bub. He's got a break on Kane, but he looks waits for the bounce of the ball. Bad move there as the ball's taken towards and tracked to the boundary line by Bunbury, and Evel and his Hayden Martindale see the ball roll over the boundary line for a throw in the right forward pocket for the Dons, not far around from the scoreboard, which shows him with a 5-point lead in the early stages.
10 gone, right?
10 minutes into the first quarter. Over the back from his knuckle, gets a knock down front. Hand pass comes from back to him. He goes short to Glass. He's off in the middle around the middle of the ground.
Come on, over.
He's looking for someone going past. Now goes out to his left. Will he put it? It may just get to the advantage of Treasure, who's got Howlett tracking him. He goes towards the boundary line and fumbles it. Howlett doesn't. He grabs the ball. Good tackle by with one hand. The ball spills free and goes over the line and out of bounds for another throw in. Just about on the wing, slightly in favour of the Donnybrook side. Irving and Ward to do battle in the throw-in. Irving's got a height advantage. Gets a backhand. It comes down to nobody in particular. It's knocked out of the ground by somebody in the pack. Over towards Hebbert. Hasn't had a big influence yet. And he lets the ball go over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in on the far side of the ground. So Brendan Gibbs is tracking Hebbert, who's had a lot of influence on this competition since he came down from East Randall. Same combatants in the ruck. Great knock by Irving, straight down Omadai, runs into a dead end, gets a hand pass to Gibbs. Gibbs quickly over to Davies. Davies goes short towards Bub. He's got the front position, can't hold the mark. Good defence. Up comes Bennell. Bennell gets a right foot kick out to the back, onto the half-back flank to Tan. Tan marks and goes on with it. Long hand pass over to Ward, I think it is. Ward gets a hand pass over to Hebbert. Hebbert on his left foot down towards Remus. Remus can't bend the down far enough to pick it up, and it hits his shins and goes over the line and out of bounds. Down jump by getting a bit of work in the last few minutes on that side of the ground. It's a bit of a stalemate. Ward and Chiswell this time as Irving goes back to centre half forward. Chiswell gets a knock. They bustle for the front position. Comes to Bunbury. Bunbury get it out towards Ward, I think. Gets a hand pass over to Narkle. Not a good kick, but it's in front to Milner, Brett Milner. He goes, wants his left foot, dives and ducks one way and the other. Gets it out wide to Remus. Remus is got Carl Triggle right on his hammer, steps inside the bound, inside, gets his great hand pass in towards Treasure. Treasure's on his left to the top of the square. Nani and Redding keeps him out of it, and it's been penalised for Shepherd. No grabbing. Shane Nani's been penalised for pulling him out of the contest. And Redding played that very well, gets the kick, comes out wide towards Omadai. He's made it a contest here with Tan. Tan took his eyes off the ball. Comes down to Hoff, gets around onto his right, goes a cheeky chip shot in towards Johnny Bennell, and Johnny Bennell takes a mark and goes down from a hip and shoulder after he took the mark, and 50-metre penalty will put him right in the goal square, directly in front, and there's nothing surer than this will be a major to the Bulldogs.
Got the time out for us again.
Well, yes and no whether that was 50 metres. Our umpire's man's not here, but the umpire said yes. And Johnny Bennell will register the first major for the Bulldogs. 3-9 the Bulldogs with 1-2-8 the Dons. Okay, this is all square. We've had some one-sided grand finals in the past few years. Let's hope this one goes to the wire as we've got at the present time with Sheffner about to put the ball down the ground. Play the spot, Bunbury slightly. Up goes Ward, gets a good knock down towards Glass. Glass comes down his right foot to Hoff, who's got a bit of the ball in the last couple of minutes. Can't get away from Proctor. Good tackle from Proctor. Ball doesn't go, goes as far as Kendall. Good tackle there by Milner. Over to Proctor, over the line and out of bounds goes the ball.
This too.
Chiswell and Ward. Ready to do battle. Chiswell's got the front. Ward from behind. Nobody gets a bounce. It comes back towards Hoff. A little knock towards Johnny Bennell. He's going to screw it over the shoulder towards Hebbert. Not quite his way. He gets a bounce. It comes his way. No, it doesn't. Taken by Omadai. Gets a hip and shoulder. Plays on with the foot. He gets it over towards Davies. Davies had a good start of the game. Straight down to centre half forward. Irving's in the box seat here. Over the back they come. Well done by Jeff Larkin to spoil that ball from the front. Ball comes down towards Smith. Didn't get a kick. It's in the pack. Flicked out towards Glass gets it out to Billy Vanilla, gets a little flick over towards Jeff Narkle, good tackle by the Donnybrook forwards. He gets over towards Narkle again, a hand pass over the Glass. The old stage is getting a few kicks in the middle of the ground, down towards Ward, he takes a mark on his knees. Out to Narkle, who's run on. He's asking for a bit of movement in the forward line. He's got to go short towards Milner, head drops to settle, runs onto his right. He's played in finals before, he should be settled. Gets a wobbly kick up to Nani, Nani's in front, good spoil by Redding. Down to Kirkpatrick, gets a kick out directly, laterally out to Proctor, who takes a mark in front of Hoff, gets on his left foot towards Chiswell. Didn't do the best thing for Chiswell, but he'll get a free kick for over the shoulder, and so be it, with Ward coming in too late and too high. He goes square over towards Kendall, he's getting a bit of the ball, bounces, he's under pressure now, he gets tackled, spins out of it. Omadai does a very good job there to get the ball knocked forward, receives the hand pass there from Sheehan. Sheehan gets it up towards Omadai, got the ball to Evel. Evel takes it high and gets out wide in his left foot to Treasure. It's a great duel out there in that wing as well as there is on this one. Billy Vanell's running hard for his side. He gets the ball on his chest. There's one going past him. He ignores him. He's looking for Remus to send half forward. Now he chips it out to the wing, to the run of Kane, who's made Bub chase him up to the wing. As we settle down for a fraction of a second. He's looking forward. Remus is going across one way and then the other. It's very static other than that. Short lead by Milner. Goes high towards Remus. The ball punched by Treadwell, as a good defender should do from behind. Comes to the ground. There's a scramble in there. It's underneath. Out comes Gibbs. Good hand pass out to Davies. Got a lot of the ball, as I said. He goes to Martindale. Takes the mark, looking for him to get the handball on. He goes one way. Gets an awkward kick to centre half forward. It's a 1-on-2 situation. Olsen's got to go. He doesn't. In comes Sheffers. Gets a handball out to Irving. Irving tries Sheffers, but he's too late. He's gone past him. In comes Kane. Kane scrambles the ball into a tie-up. Kicks the ball in there. No, it comes out to anybody, and someone's held without the ball, and it's Billy Vanell who's playing a very good game in defence across the half-back. He'll go out wide to Kane. Bub's not chasing, so out goes Hayden Martindale to bowl him out to the boundary and put some pressure on. He goes to the ground, he's in trouble. This could be a free kick now. And it is. Donnybrook will take the free kick as he had nowhere to go, and his Martindale's opponent didn't go over to help the Bunbury player. He goes short towards Kirkpatrick, who's covered a heap of ground from half-back to take the kick just outside 50. In goes Sheffers into the pocket. This will be a duel here between him and Milner. Milner gets a fist to it. Well, good played in the defence as the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And we'll have a breather. Ward and Irving. Irving's dominated these duels while he's been down there. And he does again. Gets a double-handed one, but it doesn't go to a player. In comes O'Keefe. He can't get it. It's knocked out to him by Bennell. Bennell comes in again for the tackle and the ball's tied up. And we'll have a bounce down right on the 50-metre line in the right forward pocket for the Dons, with about 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. It's thrown up on that pocket. In comes Irving, gets a knockdown. Smith can't get the ball out. Nor can O'Keefe. Comes out to Davies, handballs it out and he's tackled. Comes over towards centre half forward. The ball's spoiled there by Bunbury player, but he's been interfered with by Evel. He gets a hand pass to Narkle. Narkle out to Hoff and Proctor. This will be a duel. They've both got some pace. Here comes Hoff, who's got the run of the ball. He gets back, he wants to use his left now, and he can use it. It's a wobbly kick to Milner. His man chases nobody. Out comes Remus. Remus can't take it. Over the boundary goes Kendall. Well done by Proctor as he comes into lender hand and knocks it over the line and out of bounds. 3 on 3 and a good duel between all of them. Hands on hips by a few players are feeling the pinch in his feet. Unusual for this time of grand finals. And Ward gets into the back of Chiswell and Chiswell will take the free kick. He goes towards the lead of Sheehan. Sheehan gets underneath the ball. One hand on it. Short by Glass. Glass comes over to Hoff. Hoff gets a long kick to Treasure. He's got 2 on 1. He needs to mark it, and he does. Good play by the Bulldog player. He could go short towards Ward. He ignores him. Go long towards Remus. He's the one that's moving at the back. That's where he goes. He's going towards the pocket. Remus should take this and does. He's right on the 50-metre line, but he's gone short now. He's squared the ball a little bit for Nani. He's behind him, pops. And in behind comes Kimmy Eads. Gathers them all, pulls centimetres from the ground, and he will have a deliberate shot on goal for the Bulldogs. 45-degree angle, 20 metres out, maybe 25 when he kicks it.
No, I haven't seen it. Did he? Just leave it off.
Deliberate shot right behind this one. Eads doesn't miss this one. That's his first of the 2001 grand final. Bunbury moves to 2 goals, 3-15. The Dons to 1-2-8.
His teams had their little bit of time in their own forward line. Donnybrook had a fair bit of play there for a period of time, couldn't score. Bunbury have gone down and put a major on the board, but very even game at the moment. Very.
Yes, and the scoreboard indicates that. Bounce down in the middle. Sheffer's in the ruck. He takes the ball cleanly. Tries to get a hand pass. It does come to Davies. Davies out to Gibbs and the ball's into the forward line. Out to Sheehan. If he's got a left foot, no, he decides he panics a bit and just out of spent before he took it onto his hand. Out comes Elson. Gets a hand pass out to Marple. Marple's got a break on Irving. He's looking forward. He's got nothing to kick to. Comes in towards Chiswell. He gets a hand pass to Proctor. Proctor back to Chiswell. Chiswell over to Kendall. Not a good hand pass, but there's no pressure on Kendall. In comes Hebbert. Hebbert can't smother the hand pass. Comes out to Gibbs. Gibbs goes out wide to Smith, who's loose, and he's about 60 metres. He'll run to 50. Danger here for the Bulldogs as he lies up, but there's nobody at home from the Dons, and up goes Kane. Unattended, right on the goal line, but saved a certain goal. Gets a kick quickly into play to Ebel. Ebel has to make ground to take the mark on his chest. Goes out wide on his left foot. He's got a kick out towards O'Keefe. He's got the sit, doesn't make it. Could get a kick there from Howlett, but he doesn't. Howlett's tied it up. He's done well. There's 3 Bulldogs there. In comes Bunbury, but they can't take the ball. Well done from Howlett to beat the 3 of them until he got some enforcements over there, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds.
Good bit of work there by young Howlett.
Bunbury could have ran away with the den with a bit of talk over there, but maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Chiswell Ward, we'll say that a few times. Chiswell, in comes Hebbert from the side. He gets a knock. Good move. He follows up the ball himself. He's on his left foot and drives it down the wing. It goes along the boundary line. In fact, it's on the far side of the boundary line, and Trigwell will take the resultant free kick. Here's a booming kick. Will he go long?
He should do with the wing.
And he does. It's a good 50-metre kick. Gets underneath it a bit. Up goes Evels. Takes it on his mark, uncontested. Not good from the Donnybrook forwards. They should have at least contested the ball. Evil goes back looking for something, but Remus is offering a kick 50 metres away. He's about the only movement that they've got. That's the way the ball goes. Up towards him and Trigwell. Trigwell, great punch over from behind. And the ball trickles over the line for yet another throw-in on the far side of the ground. Right in front of the Swift fencing sign, lollipop sign. You owe me some money, Rusty. In comes the ball. Remus gets a backhander straight down to Treasure. He can't dispose of the ball. He's picked up and dumped by Kirkpatrick and will get a free kick. Holding it without is the decision from the umpire. Treasure goes to centre half forward. Trigwell in the box seat. He gets underneath it. Then comes Nani. He's taken without the ball right on the 50-metre line and will take the resultant free kick.
He should be able to kick it.
He's gone short over to Kane. Kane's run Bub up the ground, and he's gone to 40 metres and he's kicked the point. We're right off the side of the line, and Bub takes a sigh of relief as he's had to chase him the entire length of the ground. I imagine that's a setup that the Bulldogs have got to run him off his feet, because he wouldn't be 100%, I wouldn't think, with the minimal football he's had in the last 6 weeks. 2-4 the Bulldogs, 1-2 the Dons. Ball comes out to Redding. Redding's going to drop the mark. He's going to be paid the mark. Made a meal of that one. Right on the defensive 50. Doesn't want it now as he's dropped the ball. Nothing on offer. He's got to go long down the wing towards Chiswell and Remus. Remus gets front position. Can't take the mark, but the ball's forced over the line and out of bounds once again. Remus is holding his arm. Or is he just getting breath? He will fall up against Chiswell. Over the back comes Heaven. Takes the ball clean. He gets a hand pass down to Tan. He can't handle the ball as he goes to the ground. Knocked out by Howlett. And the ball, they've lost it in the crowd over there. It's tied up in a pack and we'll have a bounce down. Scotty Hoff issuing some orders down there. Keep on your toes, fellas, in defence, he said. Up they go, Remus and Chiswell, two spring-heeled jacks as the ball comes to the ground. No one gets it. Out comes Remus with the ball. He's decked in for his troubles in there. No clean getaway as Omadai's fighting for the ball. Comes out to O'Keefe, picks it up smartly. Can't get rid of the ball. And I think we'll have another bounce down. 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter of the Bunbury Run 2001 Grand Final. Ball's thrown up. Up they go again. Taken by Chiswell, tackled by Hebbett, thrown to the ground. Play on ball, the umpires, the ball goes back into it.
He grabbed it, but Mike's just not good.
And once again, we'll have that familiar one. Remus and Chiswell. Up goes Remus, gets a knock, but well shielded by, doesn't get the knock taken by Chiswell. Comes out towards Howlett. Howlett gets a hand pass over to Davies. He's got a lot of touches in the first quarter. He screws the ball around the centre half for the Bunbury. They miss it, picked up by Chiswell, by Sheffers. Sheffers doesn't miss many, and the Bunbury cheer squad said thanks very much as he kicks it out on the full. Mark will take the resultant free kick. Unusual for Sheffers, he's one of the better kicks in the league. So far been well held by Puss Milner, but he hasn't had a lot of opportunities in his pocket at the present time as the ball takes some time to come back. Someone's knocked it off. Okay, back into play. It's a big long 50-metre kick from Narkle. Comes up towards Evil and is taken over the back by Billy Bennell. Great mark, son. Very good mark. He was fourth in line and took the ball cleanly. He goes long to the wing also, looking for Surlis, who's just come on the ground. He takes a good mark right in front of him. He gets a short kick. It's not a good one. It's chopped off by Howlett. Howlett gets a hand pass out towards Smith. That's Gibbs. Gibbs gets a right foot kick down towards Evil. He's in the box seat. Yes, under pressure when it was kicked. Evil's playing with the ball. He's going to get caught here if he's not careful. Gets a hand pass over O'Keefe. He's tackled just as he kicks it. Comes up towards Remus, takes a good mark over his head. There you go. Quarter-time siren goes to end the first quarter with Bunbury leading 2 goals 4-16. The Dons are 1-2-8 with goal scorers singles to Johnny Bennell and Kim Eads for the Bulldogs, and for the Dons, Nick Omadai has got their only goal. Shane, what do you think of that quarter?
Yeah, pretty even quarter there, eh? See a couple of little factors going with the bigger forward line that Donnybrook are playing with. Narkle and so forth are running above and that up the ground. Gareth Kane trying to work the bigger boys with the heat. I think the heat's going to play a huge factor in the game. It's pretty level, but the side that's going to handle the heat is going to be the winner of the game. It's pretty even at the moment.
Thanks, Shane. And we've got Daryl Cochran from the South West Times who will give his thoughts on the best players for the first quarter. Thanks, Daryl.
Well, the way I saw that, Ray, was that one of the players that had a fairly big influence early in the game was Brett Glass. Managed to get the ball out of the centre quite often and was a channel from the back line. Bunbury's defence, I think, held up very well in that quarter. Jeff Narkle was good at centre half-back, but also Greg Evil on the half-back flank was also in good form. And generally the back line of Bunbury worked pretty well. Paul Milner also quite prominent in that quarter. For the Dons in defence too, Carl Trigwell slammed through a couple of forced points that were right on the goal line, but he made sure that he got the ball through early in the game. Chiswell's playing a good game for Donnybrook as well, and they've got a little bit of a dilemma there with how to use him and Irving, but Chiz is going pretty well at the moment. Matt Kendall's done some good things in defence. Bit of a surprise, I think, was, not a surprise to some, but Hayden Martindale lining up in the forward line. He did some good things early in the quarter. A little bit of a problem maybe at centre half forward that they'll have to work out later. Glenn Davies and Mick Omaday have had their share of the ball. There's a good battle on the wing between Scotty Hoff and Adrian Proctor, both using their body pretty well and having a good little contest on the wing. But at this stage, I think it's the Bunbury defence which is holding up pretty well.
Thanks very much, Darryl. We'll take a break, pay some bills, and we'll be back for the second quarter. Can't see too many changes at this stage. Very open forward line. I've got three forwards right in the goal square, the Dons. Leave an open paddock. Shepard has moved up to the edge of the goal square, centre square. Very similar setup from the Bulldogs, except they've got Solis at centre half forward, and he's dropped back probably to keep Triggle out of that. Right in the middle of where the ball will go over the top. I think that's the ball to keep Triggle out of the game.
Yeah, well, he had a big influence in the last couple of weeks, Triggle. So you have to keep him out of the game.
Bunbury runner out, maybe to make a quick move. Ringers is going to start the run. Greg Rolfe to put the ball into the turf. Good bounce to start off the second quarter. Irving and Ringers. Irving gets it down, hands down to Davies, as have been cleaned up by his own bloke, and King for holding the ball.
Hang on, he's hurt. He's real hurt. That's off. His own man cut through.
Ben Davies hit the turf to the hip and shoulder from his own man, I think. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, definitely his own man.
looking a bit ill. If he had got up high from the opposition, it would have been a free kick. Off to take the resultant free kick. Davies is moving okay, which is good to see. He goes down to centre half forward. Proctor standing in the way. Over the top comes Nani. Hand pass from Shores over to Treasure. Treasure gets it. Left foot snap on goal from about 40 metres out. Shifted it through by Timmy Ells. And Bunbury looking for the early break, and they've got that, and they move to 3 goals for 22. The Dons 1-2-8. Bounce down in the centre once again. Irving Remus once more. Good bounce. Irving gets a knock, comes down to the same end, Davies. Can only take it one hand, couldn't control the ball. In goes O'Keefe. As do the Donnybrook players, and it stacks on the middle, and we'll have a bounce down once more. Umpire off, puts the ball on the turf, and it's another good bounce. Up they goes. It comes from Irving, who's won a knock. He knocks it out straight to O'Keefe on his right foot, and it goes towards Triggle. He tries to mark this time. He's going out number 2-1. He could be in trouble out there. Gets the ball out. Yeah. Calls the umpire. He was up against 3. He had no help from the Donnybrook defence, and he was eventually pinged for being over the ball for too long. Treasure's going straight for home to the top of the square. Good kick. In comes Eves from the side. Knocked down by Wilson. Stuck it through down towards Tan. The ball doesn't make the defence line at the point line, and it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in the right forward pocket for the Bulldogs. Looking for their first premiership since 1983. It's been a drought. Up they go for the ruck. Knocked down by Shane Nani to a hot spot, but he's taken by Davies. Gets a hand pass out wide towards Wilson. Wilson paddles along, then paddles it back to Kirkpatrick, and it's smothered off his boot by Treasure, and it's thrown into his right out on the left half forward flank for the Bulldogs. Yeah. Nani will take the ruck knock against Irving. They've probably done battle in the waffle at some stage. It's a line ball decision, comes over the back, taken by Tan. This hand pass is smothered by Kendall. Tan follows up, gets a screw kick on his right foot, comes down towards the top of the square, punched through by the Donnybrook defenders. Carl Triggle goes to the ground, got enough time to get it to Bailey. Bailey goes out wide towards the scoreboard. The ball bounces well and truly over the line for a throw-in. Well, the Bulldogs have had it locked in their forward line for the entire quarter virtually as well from the goal they got. Comes into Nani, he gets knocked down by Irving. Irving comes down to Omaday. He's got no support as he knocks it out wide, but it's taken by Hoff. Hoff gets a great hand pass over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe's Streams goal was looking for the lead of Treasure, and he's got him right on the chest. Great pass, great lead, and a great mark from the Bulldog forward. Kirkpatrick on the mark, and he's some 35 metres out. 45-degree angle. He'll kick from about 40. It was a good kick. His last shot that faded just slightly towards the goal square from the other side. We'll see how good he is. He shouldn't have any problem with the distance this time. Takes a stuttering run up. It's a lower kick. There's nobody on the goal line. The Bulldogs, they don't need it. And pressure is jammed it through to put the Bulldogs 4-4-28. The Dons are 1-2-8, and they have kicked 2 very quick goals in the second quarter.
Treasure's dropping down from the half-forward flank there and creating a few problems for Donnybrook at the moment.
Yes, he's done well the early stages of this third quarter. Just what the Bulldogs were looking for to open up the second quarter is just what the Dons weren't looking for. Bounce down, favours Irving. He takes it 2 hands. He's grabbed by Tan. Ball goes to the ground. Could have been dicey there. Comes over towards Hoff. He gets a kick that's smothered straight off his right boot. Socked forward by the Dons. Comes towards Smith. Couldn't quite get it. In goes Billy Burnell. It comes out towards Davies. Davies and Tan. Tan takes the ball. Squeezes the kick out with his right foot towards Glass. The Evergreen kicks it down towards the half-forward flank with his right foot. Over the back is the Bulldogs. Sarsfield comes out towards Hoff. Hoff chipped it in towards the pocket. The ball comes to the ground. They track it towards the boundary lines. Kept in by Bunbury, but knocked out eventually by the Dons' defence. And once again, they're under immense pressure as the Bulldogs go into attack. Ball comes in. Up they go. Good knock by Remus. Comes towards Sarsfield. The ball ricochets off Keith. He gets it back. Goes into the pocket. Staggers. And he will get carried across the line for a throw.
Well, Donnybrook going to struggle to get it out of there too, because Bunbury's setting up pretty good wall across the half.
Up they go. Over the top comes Kendall, knocks it forward, which is a good place to be. In comes Howlett, gets a sneaky hand pass out to Gibbs. Great player last week. Gets a chip kick over towards Smith. It's not a good kick. As Billy Burnell chips in front of Smith, and he has a height advantage over him, and takes a good strong mark in a one-on-one exchange. He goes to centre forward up towards Nani.
Great grab.
Takes a great mark. Have to play that one, and he'll take a delivery shot on goal. Will Shane Nani.
A lot of confidence out there with the Bunbury boys. They're not all rushing in and filling up the gaps in the forward line there. Their confidence is high.
Yeah, was given a good kick, was given into it. He had the height advantage over Gibson coming from behind. Paul Gibbs, he had never had much chance. Shane Nani moves in deliberately from 50. 45-degree angle. Big Irving on the mark to make him kick it higher. It's going to be touch and go for the marks. Now it's going to carry. No bones about that one. And the Bulldogs are on their merry way. 5 goals for 34. The Dons are 1 goal 2-8, and we need some fight back now from the Dons. Support coming for the Dons on the boundary line. They need to get a couple of goals or at least one to steady this run. Knocked down by Irving, who's one of them, hands down in the middle. Socked by Davies, and someone from the Bulldogs has been held, and they'll take the resulting free kick in Milner. Milner goes straight towards centre forward, and Eads is coming out in the box. Will he make it? No, he doesn't. Out towards Sarsfield comes the Spills. In comes Proctor. He bumps him right in the middle of the back, and a free kick to the Bulldogs as they hit. They're first for the ball at the present time, and they're getting the resulting free kicks. Sarsfield is out wide. Where is the lead's coming from? Towards Shane Nani, and why wouldn't you? He punches from behind 3 Dons players in front, but it's not enough on the ball, and Trimble takes a very strong mark in front of everybody else. Dons need to look forward here into the long kick from Trimble to get it out. It's 2 kicks from home. Up they go. Irving can't get off the ground with the tension from Remus. Socked forward by Proctor. In towards Burnell. Burnell gets a hand pass, misses his counterpart in Milner. Hand pass from Wamadai comes out to Smith. It's a bad hand pass, but Smith's equal to the task. He gets a hand pass over towards Kendall. He goes with a wobbly kick up to Sheffers. He misses one off his chest and bounced off his knees. Comes out towards Proctor. He has an awkward bounce on his left. He goes to centre forward and he finds Chris Sheehan. He's about 40 metres out. Young kid played a very good third quarter last week against the Tigers. Hasn't had much of the footy. He's looking towards Howlett. No, he's going to go back. He's going to kick from 45. Will he get it into this slight breeze? As they move back on the defensive line. It's a wobbly kick. It's not going to make it. Up they go. One-handed from Chiswell, punched down by the Bulldogs. Out towards a great shepherd there by Martindale, who's taken out of their contest by his Bunbury opponent. And will fair enough get the free kick. Good thinking by Martindale. Did the right thing by the team to let somebody else come through with the ball, and the Bunbury defender tried to toss him out of the way. And this free kick, he's not going to take any time lining up. It's an awkward kick. Takes one step, puts it on his boot. Goal umpire doesn't go far. Just put the off the line. And the Dons, as they move to 2 goals to 14. They trail the mighty Bulldogs 5-4-34, who lead this game at the present time. Bounce down in the middle. Irving Remus. Irving again. He's had countless knocks in the middle. Puts his boot to the ball. Goes nowhere. Gives it ground level as he always is. Forces the ball out. Only comes towards Bunbury. In comes Hebbard. Can't get it. In goes Omadai. Nor can he. The ball ricochets between them. Comes out to Omadai. Gets a hand pass. It was legged. In comes Remus. Follows up the ball. Knocks it out towards Elson. Elson keeps one for his troubles around the arrow. And he'll take the free kick. The ball's just been reversed. Devil put Shepherds down, no need for it. Bunbury had the free kick. Why go on with it? Plenty of time to do that sort of stuff later on. Shepherds will drive it long. He's a good kick. He's gone high, wide and handsome up towards the forward line. Up goes Chiswell, but in front there's no play on calls the umpire. I thought there's a ball-like mark. In goes Chiswell again, and he tackles the player on the ground to keep the ball locked in the Dons forward line. And another major to the Dons would really keep this game alive. Bounce down, up goes Chiswell. Ball favours him, gets a knock, bounces over the top of Tan, comes to Bennell. He goes out wide to the wing and he's going to put on the chest of O'Keefe, and he's off. Away he goes. He makes his ground, a little chip kick in towards Milner. Milner takes it on his next knee, sliding towards, get the ball coming in. He wheels onto his left foot, his natural left footer goes towards centre foot. Not a good kick. Nani won't beat that. Redding comes out, well done by Nani, gets tricked out by Kirkpatrick. Comes over towards Gibbs. He's been rock solid all day and he forces the ball to the boundary line. Treasure can't keep it in. Yes, he can. No, he can't. Now he goes over the line and really could have been close to trickling off the boot there. The Bulldogs have got the ball down very quickly into the forward line. Irving will do battle against Nani. Comes down to Irving. He's had tons of kicks. Out comes Martindale with a kick. Comes out wide. No time to look. Remus will make it if he does. No, he doesn't. Can't quite get it. No, slip scratch. He drops the ball backwards onto his boot as he does it in his awkward kicking style. Very effective as Botan takes the mark on the lead on his chest. He's looking for something up forward. Eads says kick along. Nani's down there. Eads down there. The ball drops a bit. Nani can't mark from behind. Comes to Martindale with Bailey. Bailey gets it to Redding. Redding chips it out towards Kirkpatrick's got a height advantage on Treasure and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. No, he's made it up. Thought there's a fist in there on that one. Nevertheless, on we go.
Yeah, he paid the kick.
Free kick was it. He comes out wide towards Howlett. Howlett's going to have to go. Can't quite mark it. Comes down to Milner. He's forced over the line with the ball and out of bounds for a throw in on the left half forward flank for the Bulldogs. This Sarsfield comes off the ground and Johnny Bennell runs on. In comes the ball. Goes a little bit further than anticipated. Glass kicks one around the air as he goes through probably the smallest man on the ground and probably the oldest man on the ground. He's a danger. Hasn't gone right there. It's a left foot kick into the lead of Eads. There's a great kick and a great lead by Eads. Very difficult for any defender to cut that off. Well, Eads is on his right foot. This is his right kick side. If he might open it up by running around again, but he's obviously a very dead-eyed dick with 100 goals to his name in season 2001. He's tipped it across the face of the goals. Up they go. No one there for the Bulldogs and over the line for a minor score. And make the Bulldogs move to 5-5-35. The Dons 2-2-14. Shepherds is doing the kicking out, so it appears he's gone into defence. Up goes Sulis, punches it down to Glass. He's damaged in the last couple of minutes. Gets a good hand pass out to Hoff. Hoff wheels round, screws it back towards the top of the square. Up goes Eads, he's too far behind. And the full forward for the Bulldogs, Shane Nani, in front of the pack. Takes a very strong mark as he goes to ground.
Excellent.
Here's Carl Triggle's gone to the forward line and Shepherds to defence. So then Wilson coming off the ground for the Dons as Nani lines up for a shot at goal.
Okay.
So Wilson came off with the blood roll. Robbie Cross comes on and puts Chris Sheehan goes down to defence. A little shot on goal by Shane Nani. Staggers, couple of stutters, kicks forward. No doubt about that one, and the Bulldogs get another one. 6-5-41. The Dons are 2-2-14. And Shane, I just mentioned Triggle's gone to forward line, Shepherds in defence. And is there anything else that might get the Dons a couple of quick goals before half time?
They've got a few problems out there at the moment. But one of the main reasons is their skills seem to be down a little bit at the moment. I don't know if the heat's affecting them, but Bunbury are very crisp, very sure with their ball handling, and they're getting a lot of the ball. They can't put Darian down there, but Carl Triggle in the last couple of weeks has been dominant. So maybe the heat is a big factor, and as I said before.
Yeah, possibly actually Martindale's gone to defence and Shepherds has gone into the middle. Irving wins yet another knock. They can't get it out of the middle though. The Bulldogs running brigade have been able to tie it up every time. Socked by Vanell. Comes to Kendall. He forces his way through the pack and scrambles a kick out. Comes out towards Proctor. He forces it out wide. Glass is in the box seat. Gets a hand pass back towards Hoff. Hoff takes his couple of steps and goes to centre half forward. Hebard, who hasn't done much this quarter, takes the mark on his chest. Gibbs has worn him like a glove. He's done a very good job. He chips it up high, but it's not going to be Nani this time as Redding is in front. Comes down to Vanell. Vanell from 45 metres. He likes it. The goal umpire likes it. And the Bulldogs move to 7-5, 47. The Dons are 2-2, and we need the Dons to fight back gamely now.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a blowout happening here. I think they need to get Smith probably in the game a little bit more too. You know, it seems to be sitting back there. He's a ball getter and he uses it.
And he's an experienced player, and Irving's winning countless ruck knocks in the middle, but the Bulldogs are taking it away.
Yeah, maybe give Obernay a bit of a spell on the forward line and put Smith in the centre and just see if we can get the ball out.
They've got to try something, haven't they?
Shepherds is on a wing.
I think they're swapping in and out. Irving again, he gets a great knock over towards Shepherds, gets an awkward bounce, in comes O'Keefe, he grabs him, but Shepherds is strong in the tackle, comes out to Davies. Davies gets a kick out wide towards Howard, who's drifted off the back. He gets a little chip kick towards Treble. Treble's made ground, takes the mark, and he's played plenty of games in the forward line, Treble. He's kicked a lot of goals for the Dons, and this is certainly not beyond him. The Dons certainly need it, the game needs it. I presume the Bulldogs don't. Triggle deliberate shot on goal. He's on about a 60-degree angle. Gee, looks pretty good off the beat. The guy umpire's not making a lot of ground, but it's swung last. Very late. It swung, I think, across for a 1 behind, and the Dons move to 2-3-15. Bunbury handsome leaders at this stage, 7-5-47, but we've seen football change very quickly in this day and age. Not a lot on offer from for the Bulldogs. As Kane comes out towards the members' side, good long kick towards Remus and Vanell. But those virtually uncontested with Smith. He can't take the ball in the end. In comes Markle, he can, picks it up, looks forward towards O'Keefe and Treasure. I think it was meant for O'Keefe. Treasure's chipped in first. He's taking the mark and having a good quarter. He's looking towards Hebert over the back. He's put it towards him and Gibbs. Hebert and Gibbs, up they go. Neither of them touch it. Over comes Kendall. A bit of a misunderstanding between Oberdile. In comes Hebert to in the pack.
Hit hard then, didn't they?
And I think Gibbs got on a little bit high, but what he's seen by the umpire, following his nose. Bounce down at centre half forward for the Bulldogs, knocked out by Chiswell. It's a great knock too, but Bunbury can't advantage of it. Squeeze the hand pass out towards Remus. Remus drops onto his boot. Knock forward to Treasure. He can't handle it. Then comes Davies, he's manhandled off the ball. I thought there's a kick in that one. Comes to Bennell. Bennell gets a hand pass out just to nobody in particular. Treasure's going to have to fight hard here. They're outnumbered the Bulldogs. Then they come on the back of the Dons. The ball's underneath them all, and it's bounce down time once again.
10 minutes to go.
About the 10-minute mark to go, 10 minutes to go in this quarter. Again, it's won by the Dons in Chiswell. Comes out to Hoffer. They've scouted the brother, done it very well. Bunbury comes down to awkward bounce on Barley. Just gets a fingertip to it. Hand pass over to Hebbard. Hebbard's on there. Good kick as he runs towards goal. He looks at him. The curve down. The Dogs like it. Hebbard likes it. The Bulldogs like it. The goal umpire like it. And the Bulldogs move further in front of the Dons. 8 goals, 5, 53 to 2 goals, 3, 15. The Dons and Bunbury have broken this game open in the second quarter with a half of football to go, but gee, we need the Dons to fight back. They've done it before. We desperately need them to make a game of this. I know we're a long way from home, but the Bulldogs do look the goods at the present time. Wilson comes back on. He come off with a blood roll. He's making tracks towards the fence. Bounce down, and it's a great one at that. Up they go again as the Donnybrook tried to take it. Comes out towards Davies. He can't take it. In goes Omadai. In goes Glass, and the umpire says it's my ball. They're sucking in the air. It's been a warm day at Hands Oval. Bounce down they go again. Over towards Remus, gets a great thump. 20 metres towards his attack. Hebbard takes the ball and drops it out of his hands. Taken by Gibbs. Gibbs gets a kick towards Tringle. Great lead, great mark, and great kick. Believe it or not, goes over the mark. Tringle gets a quick kick on towards Davies. Davies doesn't want it because Olsen's steaming out of the back pocket. Takes the mark on his chest, and I thought Davies, I know he would have got cleaned up, but he should have made a bit more of that. Out towards Hoff. Hoff takes it on his chest. He goes short towards Elson. He drops where the interference comes from Davies. There they go, and the high tackle. Donnybrook free kick. Leave it at that, boys.
Can't do that, son.
And the timekeeper's right once again. Looks like Robbie Cross with the ball. Only came on a short while ago. He's been known to pinch a goal or two in the forward line. He's a danger around there. Let's hope for the game's sake and the Dons that he can get a couple before half time. One at least. He goes into the pocket. That's where the lead was. It's gone over Bub's head. Kane's worn him like a glove, and he tracks it across the boundary line. Wasn't a very solid lead from Bub on that occasion, but he needs to fight his way back. He's an experienced player. He played a brutal game last year in the grand final. Kicked about 7. Ball comes down to the ground. In goes the Dons. He's sat upon by the Bulldogs. Bell underneath, and the umpire will take another bounce. The Dons need to keep this ball in the forward line. They desperately need a goal out of this sort of late into the quarter. Bounce down, up they go. Irving gets a line ball decision. Knocked back the second time out towards Howlett. Howlett's running in. He's looking for somebody in attack. It comes over towards Sheffers. He calls Tringle out of it. Takes one step forward. Umpire and then decides, no, I'll go back. And wise thinking by the experienced player, the ex-coach of the Dons. Started the assault of premierships when he first went out to the Donnybrook side. Now this guy, I don't want to put the mocker on him, but he is probably the most reliable kick in the Don side and in the competition. Kicked 6 last week.
Kick it too. Beautiful.
Great kick from Sheffers, experienced and steady in goal. And boy, did the game of the Dons need that. 3-3, 21 the Dons, 8-5, 53 the Bulldogs. 3 grand finals the Dons have won, and don't be surprised if he gets 1 or 2 or 3. Up they go. Great leap by Remus. Doesn't go to any in particular. Out comes Omadai Trek from behind. Gets through 1 tackle. Gets through the second. Takes a bounce. He's a man on a mission. He looks around. Takes a second. He's looking forward towards it. It's a terrible old kick. Then comes Neil. He's tackled from behind. Couldn't do much about that. Out comes Evel. Get a little hand pass over to O'Keefe. Experienced O'Keefe onto his left out wide. They go towards Treasurer and Kirkpatrick. The bounce goes Kirkpatrick's way. He's now in the box seat. He's got 2 against 1 and he knocks it over the line and out of bounds. The only course of action he could have taken being outnumbered. Terrible kick into the forward line after making the break from the centre. They needed one to be put on to the advantage of the Dons. Chiswell Remus, Chiswell again, comes over towards Smith, he's not quite there, in comes Kane, grabs it, boots it, here comes Sills, can't make it, Martindale goes one way, comes back the other, gets a hand pass at Shark out by Sills, Sills has got to follow the ball, he's got the body behind it, he sockers it forward towards Nani, he goes to the ground and he's put from behind as Proctor comes right over the top of his back, no question about that. His endeavours to get at the ball meant that he went right in the middle of Nani's back when he was on the ground. And Nani will line up for what I think will be his third if he gets it. Five minutes to go in the second quarter as Shane Nani lines up for the Bulldogs. For one or two steps. Not a problem with that one, says the goal umpire. The Bulldogs are looking good. 9 goals, 5-59. The Dons are 3-3-21 with 5 minutes to go. The Donnybrook cheer squad's getting some noise. Can it lift the Dons just before half time? Chiswell Ward gets a knock this time over towards Sheffers. It's a bit awkward bouncing ball. In comes Milner, picked up by 10 onto his boot with a mongrel punt up to the forward line. Bennell nearly steals it, drops over the back towards Shane Nani. He snaps, it's a poor snap because it's going to go through for a minor score. 9-6-60 the Bulldogs, 3-3-21 the Dons. With Wilson to bring the ball back into play. Studded kick out towards Kendall. Kendall, good thinking from behind, knocks over towards Chiswell. He lets it go to Proctor. Proctor spins into trouble and drops the ball. In comes Gibbs. He sockers it to the boundary line as he is under heaps of pressure from the Bulldog forward line, who have kept the ball in very well and tackled very hard to this point in time. Chiswell Ward reaches over, comes down to the bottom of the pack and someone's putting their boots in where it wasn't warranted, and Chiswell will take the resultant free kick. Right in front of the Craig Chiswell stand. He goes out wide to the wing. Gibbs is in underneath this and he stands his ground and which should get paid to mark. Been a very good player over the final series and he'll probably be close to the best again, I would suggest, in my book anyway. In the top couple. Very stagnant in front of him, not much more. He's going to have to just kick long and hope. Nobody's moving. Up they go. Dons take the mark through Sheehan. No, cross. Cross onto his left foot over towards Davies. Davies takes the mark. I thought he's off. He should have given it to Smith. He comes inboard to Treadwell. Treadwell's going to go to centre forward to Sheffers. Yes. Sheffers 1 step, 2 steps. Lines up the goals and I think he's missed this one. 3-4-22 the Dons. 9-6-60 and Sheffers doesn't miss many of them. He got them last week and they desperately need them this week. Markle will bring the ball in. Only a few minutes to go. It's a little chip kick in towards Hoff. Hoff will go out wide. No, he won't to Evel. Thought he was going to wheel onto his right foot. He goes long towards Hebbert and Gibbs. Hebbert's too strong in this one-on-one duel. No, he's been paid for pushing Gibbs from behind and Gibbs will take the free kick. I don't think there's a lot in that, but the umpire's a lot closer than me. We'll run with him because Donnybrook got the footy. Gibbs goes to centre half forward. Will Irving make it? Glass is in the way. He's too small. Irving reaches over the top. Takes a step onto his left foot. He gets it over towards Treadwell. Treadwell marks. Breaks one tackle. Runs towards the goals. Looks at the goal umpire and he drills it straight through the middle for the Dons. 4-4-28 the Dons. 9-6-60 and they're not done yet.
Yeah, big call on Glassy there with Irving bearing down on him.
He stood his ground, was very good.
Courage, mate.
Irving kept his feet. He was able to gather the ball once it hit ground level and send the Dons on their way. Bounce down in the middle. Ward gets a knock, goes to Gibbs. Gibbs gets a hand pass out and misses on it as he goes through. Gibbs follows up his ball. Great play by the midfielder. He gets it down towards Howard. Bad ball, bad bounce, but also comes back and in his favour. Evel's on his tack. gets it out. Neville's bumped from the side. In goes Omadai. Great play by Omadai. Finally gets it out, but all too late as the ball is taken by the umpire, and Neville questions the decision of a bounce down with 2 minutes remaining. Irving to take the knock. Ward's his opponent. They stand man on man. Nobody gets it. Hebbert knocks it to Ward, but it rebounds from the bounce down. His kicks goes nowhere. He knocks it forward towards Cross. He's taken high. He'll get a free kick. He goes on his left. He plays on to Howlett. He wasn't aware of it. He's got the hand pass over to Omadai. He runs to the 50. He's gone towards the lead of Neil, and he's taken. No, he's not. He's dropped the chest mark as he went to ground. It hit his hands in his knees, and the ball trickles over the line for a boundary throw. It would have been a very difficult spot to kick a goal for.
Yeah, nothing last 3 minutes, Gibbs has been the difference.
Irving goes up, tries to knock it to the hot spot, doesn't it? Comes down to the packed situation. We'll have a bounce down very quickly by the field umpire, Sheffner. Another one here to the Dons will be very handy for this game. Down goes Kendall, he takes his man with him. He's full of beans, he's waiting for the bounce. Up they go. It's going to be the two little blokes who take it. Howlett and Bennell. Bennell gets a second chance through the bounce of the ball. Comes over to Puss Milner. Goes to bound, gets a good hand pass to Ward. He just belts it onto his right foot and goes out wide. The foot race between Treasure and Kirkpatrick. Treasure's got the bounce of the ball. He can't take it cleanly. Kirkpatrick runs into the back of him. And there it is, folks, at half-time, the Bulldogs lead 9 goals, 660. The Dons are 4-4-28. They came back in that quarter in the dying stages. Another goal or two would have been very, very handy for the Dons. But just over 5 goals, and goal scorers for the Bulldogs. We see Shane Nani, the goal sneak with 3. Jason Treasure's got 2, as has John Bedell. Kim Eads has got 1, and Nathan Hebbert. And for the Dons, Sheffers, Trigwell, Omadai and Martindale 1 apiece. Shane, what did you think of the first half? Dying stages, Donnybrook still in amongst the chop up there. We never say die attitude, one of the traits over the last 4 years of grand finals.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 minutes they definitely stepped up a couple of cogs, but majority of that quarter Bunbury dominated. Probably could have been a couple more goals ahead actually. But they just seem to be, with their forward line structure, seems to be a lot better. When they do go forward, the confidence and their skill and ball handling by the Bunbury players is a lot more profound than what it is of the Donnybrook players. They seem to be second to 2 or 3 grabs at the ball. Maybe the last few weeks they've had a pretty heavy campaign coming into the grand final, and Bunbury have had a pretty good dream run, really, pretty fit. These boys have played some pretty good footy over the last few weeks. They'll be feeling a bit of a drain, I think.
Yeah, you take into account the first semi-final over at Kelly Park, and they play an extra 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Doesn't sound a lot, 10 minutes, but you add it to the finals campaign and in a warm day, and it does take a bit out of them.
Oh yeah, and some of their games have been pretty tough against South and Kerry Park. They were pretty bruising affairs. So, you know, play game week in, week out, that type of footy. They are a good side. They'll definitely come back. There's bounce back. There's no risk. No one's writing them off. But Bunbury definitely seem to be a bit quicker out there and a bit sure with the ball.
Yeah, one great player most of the times they go forward, but as we said earlier, football's a funny game. And Daryl, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, Ray, I think that Bunbury's pace was a little bit too much there for Donnybrook in that quarter. They tend to manage to be first to the ball when it was loose. They were winning the ball in the centre of the Donnybrook side through Dean Irving getting a lot of the taps, but they weren't seeming able to get the ball away. One player that came very much into prominence that quarter, had a good first quarter too, was Jason Treasure, but he moved to a half-forward flank in that one and really burnt. So Jason Treasure's, I think, has been a key player. Brett Glass continued to play well. Scott Hoff managed to get, I think, on top in that quarter and also got the ball out into the forward line pretty regularly. Shane Nani proved a danger. He's managed to cover 3 goals for the quarter. Probably a bit lucky to get one of them when the free kick could have gone the other way, but he still managed to be a real thorn in the Donnybrook side. The Dons are really struggling in that quarter. They didn't have too many players that really going well at all. Carl Trigwell's been probably their best. The goal just before half-time, and he marked and played on under pressure and managed to drive it through, so he's kept him in with a chance. Brendan Gibbs has continued to play reasonably well. Dean Irving's got a lot of the ball in the tap-out. Mick Omaday still going well, but basically a lot of the Dons were down in form in that quarter. Darian Cheffers had a few chances, but it's just not on for Darian today by the look of it. He's kicked one out of bounds in the full at a point that he normally would have kicked, but if he can become a bit more efficient in the second half and the Dons can rally, I think at half-time there as they came off, they were geeing each other up a bit, so we could still be in for a good game, but certainly at this stage it looks like Bunbury are going to break that 18-year drought.
Yeah, a long way from home, Darrell. As we said, anything can happen in footy, modern day footy, and the Dons showed in the last 5 minutes of that quarter that they're not done yet, and Bunbury relax for a few minutes or don't keep their eye on the ball, they could find themselves in trouble yet. So still a long way to go, and we'll take a break, pay some bills, and we'll come back to the third quarter of the two. Bunbury with a healthy lead of 32 points, not insurmountable for the Dons. Irving's in the middle. Sheffers on a wing. Davies still in the middle. Gibbs following Hebbard, and he's done a great job on Hebbard in my opinion. Matty Kendall's gone in the middle. Triggle the centre half forward. Bub the full forward. Chiswell the forward pocket. Sheffner to bounce the ball. Ward and Irving. Ward gets a hand on this one before Irving. Irving busts through the pack, gets kicked to the foot to the ball. In comes Narkle. Oh, great play by Narkle. He goes straight through the middle of the pack. Great kick up towards centre half forward. Treasure's got the run of the ball onto his left foot. He looks at the big sticks. He's on his left. It's going to be shepherded through by Nani, but someone's got a hand on it. Yes, no, no.
Pressure.
The Bulldogs have come out firing on all cylinders. 10-6-66 to the Dons, a 4-4-28. Just what Donnybrook didn't want. That was the one that they wanted. Back in the middle. Didn't take long to get that one. Bounce favours Bunbury. Hebbard and gets up there. Ward comes over the back. In comes Irving. He's playing this quarter. He started off like a man possessed. Picked up by Ward. Ward gets a long hand pass out to Evil. Onto his favoured left foot. Out towards Hoff. Takes a one-hander. Plays on. Onto his left foot. It's not a bad one. Up towards Treasure. He tries to take one-hander. Goes to ground. Affects a tackle on Kirkpatrick. Gets a hand pass over to Kendall. Kendall goes high towards Irving. Irving chips in, but in comes Elson. Scotty Elson. Probably about his first kick for the day, but he's kept his man quiet. Gets a kick out wide towards Hoff. Hoff's put on his posterior by Howlett. Howlett looks up towards Irving and Cross. Cross comes through, but in comes the Bulldog defence in Evil. In goes, I think it's Kendall. Fighting tooth and nail. Trying to lead by example. And it was. As the balls will be bounced down on the wing. About square, slightly in favour of the Dons. Irving Ward again. Irving gets his big long hand over towards Davies. Good knock. Gets a scramble kick towards the half forward line. Evil tracks the ball. Gets a bad bounce. Watches his man come in. The Donnybrook player in Howlett's taken to the ground with a footy. It bounces out. There's a stacks on the mill and the ball's trickled out now just as the umpire blows the whistle for yet another bounce down. Bounce down and up goes Ward. The ball comes over the back towards Chiswell. Chiswell gets a scramble kick forward. Just goes over the top of the of Trigwell, and if it wasn't for Narkle having been able to rise high above him, he was able to take down a great grab. Goes short out towards Evil. Evil drops the centre. That allows Cross in. Cross him, hassles in towards the boundary line. He picks it up. He drops it. It goes towards the boundary line, and now we'll have a throw in. Evil's a little bit lucky there. Probably could have got a penalty. Ball comes back into play. Up goes Ward. Gets an ineffective knock. Comes down to the feet of the players, and the umpire's quick to assess that one, and we'll have another ball up. Ball hits the turf. Up they go again. Both go early. Ball falls in Chiswell's arms as he's got a very capable of doing that. Comes over the hand pass up towards Davies. Gets a left foot ball. Screws it to the top of the pack. Up they go. One-handed is Narkle, the ball comes down towards Milner. Milner gets a kick out wide to the half-back flank where it drives over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in. And slightly out of danger territory for the short term. Ball comes back into play. Knocked down by Bennell, comes over to Glass. Glass looks out wide. Ball ricochets over to Bennell. Bennell to Milner. Milner goes to half forward. Remus gets to use his body well. He's played on. No, he hasn't. Very lucky indeed in my book. Back spins the ball as he kicks the walls towards Nani. He's underneath it. Over the back is Redding. Redding drags him to the ground. Play on's the call. In comes Kirkpatrick. Gives hip and shoulder to Treasure. Nathan Smith comes out wide. He's had 2 bounces. Great shepherd by Martindale. As Smith comes down the wing only to see Glass chip in front. Gets one from behind from Omadai. And if nothing else lifts the Bunbury camp that will. That's twice Glass has put his body on the line for the Dogs and twice he's got up scratching his head. Smallest man in the ground, probably the oldest man in the ground, but he's showing great intestinal fortitude. In comes Irving. The ball's knocked out of his hands. Martindale gets it out. In goes Milner. Ball comes to Irving. Hand pass out to Smith. He can't take it either. It's taken at his feet. Ball comes in towards the pack and we'll have a bounce down right in front of us. Irving's thrown his all at the Bulldog pack this quarter. Won a heap of knockouts in the first quarter. He's having to follow up some of his own ruck work at the moment. Up they go again. Clear knock this time at the back. No one's there. In comes that reliable Glass. Hand pass goes nowhere. Milner gets a little one out towards O'Keefe. Breaks one tackle onto his left foot. He's found Remus miles in front on his own of Martindale. He goes out wide now as Sheffers runs through the mark. Goes out towards Eads. Eads doesn't trap it. Runs onto his favoured right. Gives a little hand pass to himself. Cuts inboard onto his left. Gives it out to Milner. Milner's on his left. He stabbed at goal and the Bulldogs have got another one. 11-6, 72 the Bulldogs, 4-4, 28, and they may have snuffed out any challenge that the Dons were going to have. Great play by Eads, didn't get the goal himself, but he set it up for his teammate in Milner. Brett Milner comes from the Bustle Footy Club. He's tasted success down there and he could be well on his way to getting a second medallion. And my cohort in crime has just turned up. Thank you very much. As Irving goes forward, gets it Omadai. He fumbles the ball. He can't get it. Comes to Davies. He picks it up one hand. Out to the ever reliable Gibbs. Gibbs to the skipper Kendall. Down to centre half forward and full forward. Bub and Kane. Kane spoils. Well done by the defender. In comes Cross. Gets an awful bounce. Picked up by Narkle. He's playing a great third quarter already. Gets a long kick and it's a good kick up towards Treasure. He's playing rings around Kirkpatrick. Goes back. Little chip kick over towards Glass. He's played a great game. He goes out wide and he's left to Hoff. Hoff's got it. Steadies, sizes up his option. Great kick in. Oh, great kick and a great lead too from Shane Nani. He broke the shackles of Zach Redding. He didn't know which way Shane Nani was going to go. Hoff waited the ball until he had a clear run and he gave it to him right out in front, lace up. So Bunbury are really looking the goods at the present time. Body language says the Dons can't. They've got their hands on hips all over the ground. They need somebody to lift them. They need something courageous, something sparkling. In comes Nani. Didn't get onto that one, and I think it's faded away to the left-hand side for one point. 11-7, 73 to 4-4, 28. Ball comes into play as we swap drinks. Over towards Redding. Redding's got the bounce of the ball. If he can set something up here, he's got 10 metres on anybody. One bounce. And a bit of shepherd will be handy. He's gone straight with a kick to nobody. Bub comes out. In goes Billy Bennell streaming out in front of Chiswell. Takes an easy mark. Goes to the centre where there's a Bulldogs galore. Taken on the chest by Ward. Ward's played a good game in the ruck. He's contested every ruck knock. Over towards Hebbard. Hebbard's in front of Gibbs. He's too strong for the little fellow who's been very, very good for Donnybrook. He goes to centre half forward and Puss Milner's on his own. He'll mark this and run. No, he won't. Thought he might have taken Irving on. He goes short to the lead of Kimmy Eads, who's metres in front of Wilson. Got the break. And once they get the break and the ball's put out in front of him, he had no chance whatsoever. As Bunbury line up yet another one. He's just slowing up play as he pulls up his socks. Hasn't picked up the turf to throw at the sky. Kim Eads, the leading goal kicker for 2001. Back from a stint with Peel Thunder in 2000. Looks straight at the goal umpire. Kicks straight at the goal umpire. It's a helicopter. It's faded at the last minute through for 1 point. The Bulldogs 11-8-74. The Dons are 4-4-28. And the Bulldogs are looking good, Shane.
Yeah, just running too hard, mate. I think, as I said, those few hard campaigns in the finals, and Bunbury fresh and ready to run.
Sheffers kicks to himself.
Over the line. Thought you could do that.
No, I don't know what the umpire's signalling there. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't clear the square when he kicked the ball. It's quite possible. When you kick to yourself, you've got to clear the square, as far as I'm aware.
Kicked and went out.
Irrespective, the umpire's bouncing the ball at the goal square. This is not what the Dons want. Bounce down time. Up they go. It's knocked out wide by Reading. Reading's taken to Milner. The ball's left by Shane Narney. No one was talking there. Gibbs, the reliable Gibbs, gets a hand pass over to Davies. Davies looks one way, the other, goes over to Howlett, who's very good by the young fella Howlett, but he could be mowed down if he doesn't get the ball out quickly. He's gone sideways. It's ball smothered. He took it too long to get rid of it. Evels fumbled. In comes Howlett to tackle him. In comes the hand pass to Billy Burnell's play on. There's a free kick paid, but it's advantage. Burnell gets a chip kick out to the wing to Ward. Ward's taken off. He didn't know what was there. Hand pass over to Treasure. Treasure over to Botan. Botan heads centre half forward. He's underneath it is Shane Nunny. Knocked forward by Wilson. Hand pass over from from John Burnell to Kimmy Eads. He runs into the goal square and sinks the slipper into it. Emphatically putting through the 12th goal for the Bulldogs as they move to 12 goals, 8-80. The Dons are on 4 goals, 4-28. If there wasn't a sealer before that one, I think there is now.
I think Treasure's given Donnybrook a bit of a hard time out there. He's had a lot of the ball, big influence on the game.
Talking in half-time, Shane, a couple of people I spoke to thought Treasure was BOG at half-time. I think he's in their best, but I didn't think of that at the stage. But I thought a move might have been made by the Dons, but maybe by design with Bunbury, that they put Treasure on Kirkpatrick and said you can just run where you want and make him track you.
It's worked.
What do you mean? Greg Rolfe, young up-and-coming umpire, first grand final, bounces the ball into the turf, and it's a good one. Up goes Irving, he gets a decisive knock. Hebbard comes over the back and is getting a free kick. No, it's a Donnybrook free kick. I think he's running to the back of Glenn Davies, who's had a bit of treatment this quarter. One each, one from the Bulldogs, one from the Dons. Ball's back in play. Trigwell leads forward. There's not a lot on offer, so he goes long and high up towards Chiswell. Chiswell and Kane, and Kane manoeuvres Chiswell out of the way. Play on. There's touch ball. He gets a mongrel kick out towards Remus. He takes the mark. He's played a great game too. Kirkpatrick gives him a shove as he gets rid of the ball. Play on, calls the umpires. Hoff takes the mark. In comes O'Keefe. Nice back turn. Gets a short kick into Tan. Ward, sorry. Ward, who's covered a heap of ground. He might have been beaten in the ruck knocks, but he's he's offering himself and putting himself available. In comes Glass. He sneaks forward to take a mark. He's 60 metres out. Goes long towards the lead of Eads. Eads has got the front position on Wilson. Takes a great mark over his head. He had a couple of metres. The kick was good. The mark was good. And Eads will line up for another shot on goal. He's decided to fix up the socks, make them comfortable, put the ball on the deck. And the mark's about 35 metres out, so he's only kicking from 40. Deliberately looks at the goals, moves in, very cool. Kendall on the mark, couple of steps. Puts the ball to boot. The goal umpire hasn't moved too far, I should say. Another major to the Bulldogs, and they go on their merry way. 13 goals, 8, 86 to the Dons, 4-4, their half-time score. Well, Shane, as next league coach, you're in this position. You've got to make some moves. What do you think? Anything drastic measures mean drastic moves? Can't rely on what you've got at the present time.
No, it's not working obviously out there for him, but I don't think there's much that Doug Crossy can do, to tell you honest truth, at the moment. Bunbury just dominating all
They've
around
got their
the ground.
tails in the air.
Yep.
Bounce down in the middle. Irving Ward. Irving gets a knock, comes down to Davies. Davies, great knock on over his head towards Omadai. There's a kick to play on, no play. We'll bring it back. Omadai got ridden into the middle of his back. Now we're going to pay advantage, but Matty Kendall ran into a dead end, so he said, let's bring it back. There he goes short out to Nathan Smith. He's been very quiet. I think they need him in the... Just give him a licence, let him run. There goes Bub offering a lead. That's the way the ball goes. Going to chip in his Trigwell. And no, he won't. Bub gets a rebound. Comes out. He drops the ball as he tries to hand pass it out. Gets a second chance. Gets a hand pass out to Kendall. Kendall's thoughts were there before the ball got there. Would have been good if it had come off, but it didn't. The hand pass is not good to O'Keefe, but he's equal to the task. Over to Glass. Glass gets a chip up towards Brett Milner. Brett Milner, he goes onto his left. Goes long towards Remus. Remus and... Martindale, play on's the call. Up comes O'Keefe. He back turns into trouble. Bailey puts him to the deck. In comes Remus. Out comes Martindale. Cop one on the eye. Up comes Glass. Gets a good hand pass over to Bennell. Bennell gets it over towards Hebbard. Hebbard's tracking. He's caught high. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's going to pay it now. Well, Bunbury played well even without this guy being on game, and I thought he was one of the blokes that had to be on song for him to win, but they played very, very well as a very even side. Nothing on offer, very static up in the forward line. He's going to have to bomb this. No, he's going to move. No, he's not. No, he's gone laterally. Straight across to Scotty Hoff, who called him about 2 minutes ago. Big Irving goes onto the mark. You've got to kick it high to get over his outstretched arms, so they come around him towards Ward. He plays on very ambitiously, gets a kick up towards the forward line as Puss Milner went down from what I thought was a high tackle before the ball got there. In comes O'Keefe. They both took their eyes off the footy. In comes Ward. He's the young player playing his heart out for the Bulldogs. Comes back. He's looking on his left. Gets a hand pass into Jeff Narkle. Narkle has a look. Shields his eyes. Goes short. Terrible kick. In comes Howlett. Bounces straight into his hands. Hand pass over to Robbie Cross. Can he track it down on his own? He's got 1-3 to beat. Comes onto his left. Gets a good kick in. If it goes over Narkle's head, they got a chance, but they haven't because he takes the mark. Out wide go the Bulldogs, 1-on-2. He needs to mark this Hoffy, and he does. Bunbury are equal to the task all around the ground at the present time. He goes short to that man who's covered a lot of ground, Brett Glass, at X number of years of age. Come back after a year off, and he's just put it out in the full. Thanks very much, Brett. I remember you. Mel Bubb limps towards the interchange as Bunbury didn't give the footy back to Darian Sheffers, and this will put him within range. Tractor Neil comes on to replace Mel Bubb. Sheffers, I thought it was a bit of a short 50. I thought he would have been within range. Never know. It's a good long kick, but it's gone out to the right. The cheer squad from the black and gold are cheering, indicating out on the full. Bennell, Johnny, I think it is, got the footy in his new jumper 7. Goes out wide, and I think he's repaid the favour. Nathan Smith will take the result and kick back into play. The Donnybrook cheer squad are in the Chiswell stand. It's still giving plenty of encouragement to the Dons. It's a long ride home from here. Very congested 50-metre circle or arc that the Dons have got to work in. Bunbury are blocking it up. Irving's gone forward. Stick it up high to me, he said.
Should they too?
So he does. He's gone to the top of the square. Kendall, Trigwell, up they go. And at the back it's taken by Billy Bennell, I think. And he said, look, fellas, have another shot at goal. He played it coolly until he put it on the boot. He's got a kick from 50 metres, but if it's not beyond anyone, it's not beyond Carl Trigwell. If he gets a bit of ground to his right, he could open it up a little bit more and kick it 60. He's going to kick it towards the far point post. Up they go. Irving's at the back. spoilt by Bunbury. Over they go and knock it through for a force behind to give the Dons their first score of the quarter to move to 4-5-29. Bunbury 13-8-86. And we've played
15 minutes.
15 minutes of the third quarter, the premiership quarter. Bunbury have come out firing. They've kicked 4 goals to 1 behind. Kane kicks it out to the 60-metre mark. It'll take a kick and a bit to get it back from there. But Irving launches himself in front of the pack. Gets a long hand pass over towards Omadai. Puts him under pressure. He cops one round the ear roll as he kicks it. It's marked by Donnybrook up forward by Cross and...
Why didn't they play it on?
well, he copped it around the ear roll as he kicked and well, I suppose if Bunbury had a mark, it's a different ball game. Nevertheless, Omadai's got the ball. And then again, there's a congested forward line. Wilson offering in the pocket. Sheffers leads, but he's going to be 65 metres out, albeit dead in front by the time he kicks a footy, and he won't get that distance. Tired legs. Open the forward line out, Donnybrook. Give him something to move to. He's going to have a crack at it. It's a drop punt. It's a good one. He's got a great distance on this. It's gone to the line. Up they go. Bunbury coming out with it. Elson gets a hand pass out. In comes towards the Bunbury player. He can't take it. Picked up by Chiswell. Slaps it on his boot. It's going to bounce in the goal square. That's all Bunbury as Evil comes through. No, I want me left foot. Back to the scoreboard he goes, and out wide he goes to Hebbert and Gibbs. And it's... Hebbert goes up one-handed. You can't mark him that way. Gibbs tries to knock the ball back to his cohort and crime in Howlett. It's 3 against 2. Well, the Dons come out. Desperation by Hebbert. He brings the player to the ground. Picked up by Howlett. Twists, turns, gets onto his right foot. The top of the square. Chiswell, Wilson. Chiswell goes high. Wilson over the line. It's knocked over by the Bulldogs. Great defensive play. Donnybrook looked like they could have been in with a chance. But it's 4-6-30 the Dons. 13-8-86 the Bulldogs. And some respite for the players as Kane decides he'll take his time. Not a lot on offer. Only one lead coming from Puss Milner. Another Bustleton player, the brother of Brett. Tasted the success in the Magpie camp, as I said earlier. Kane's told to play on. Over towards Remus. He's the only one that's leading. It's a 2-on-1 in the big men with Trigwell behind. He gets a punch as he's done all day. Well played, but unfortunately the crumbs come to glass. A kick towards Brett Milner. Can't take the mark. Somebody's held on to. Martindale's been told he's hanging on to Brett Milner. Was a great defender for the Bustleton Footy Club. Left hand kick. Left foot kick. Taken by Smith. A chip kick over towards Omadai. He's got a lot of the ball, but his disposal hasn't been good today. Kirkpatrick's going to offer something short out this side. Can they play the 1-2 with a hand pass? No, he's going short for the kick towards Trigwell. He's offered himself, but no, the ball goes over his head and Narkle takes the mark to relieve the pressure for the Bulldogs. The black and gold camp. There's a short kick up towards Brett Milner. Used to be a terrific defender. Gets a hand pass over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes long to Tan. They wrap themselves up, him and Bailey. Play on the call. In comes Treasure. Breaks one tackle from Irving. He bounces it once. He gets out to 60 metres. He's gone to the top of the square. Over the back comes Eads. Can't take it. Comes to Shane Narney. Shane Narney's going to bounce it through. From 25, 30 metres out, the screw kick, it's bounced in the square, it's bounced over the line. The goal umpire says that's good enough for me, and the Bulldogs move further ahead to 14 goals, 8-92. The Dons lament on 4 goals, 6-30.
Treasure again, getting a bit of the ball.
Involved in the play again. I haven't seen a lot of either side all year, but Treasure's probably played the best game I've seen him play in a number of years. What better game to play it? Finger signs going left, right and centre here from the timekeepers. Bounce down in the middle. Irving again. Up those Remus. Second knock comes down to Wilson. Onto his left foot only to see Billy Bennell chip in front and take the mark on his chest to relieve the pressure. Goes out wide again towards Hoff. And O'Keefe. O'Keefe chips in. Gets a second chance at it. Left foot kick. Comes out towards Treasure. No, he's headed for the boundary line and safety. And over the line and out of bounds it goes. Right in front of the Emu export sign. I could do with an emu. What about you?
Sounds good to me.
I wonder if they'll give me a drink. Rusty won't from Swift Fencing. Ball comes into play. Up they go. In goes Irving. Knocks it forward towards Kirkpatrick. Over the back of his head he goes. But only to see Hoff get a little kick in. the Bunbury player slips at the vital moment. The ball trickles over the line and over the line, bounce. Bloop. We'll start again. We'll have a throw in anyway. Irving Remus. Remus gets a run. Line ball decision. In the back or over the shoulder, says umpire Schiffner, and Irving will take a resultant free kick. He's looking a tired man, but geez, worked his butt off today. He's a good long kick. It goes long, it goes high, up towards the combatants in Kendall, and Kendall should have got a free kick there from Narkle. His manhandled before the ball got there. It was a good duel. He looks further afield. He's not the best of kicks. He's put it out in front. Will Howlett mark it? No. Well chipped in by Glass with one hand. Sheffers gets a hand pass over to Dangerous Davies. 50 metres out the top of the square. Wilson puts one out of business. And I think he's no, he hasn't taken the mark of the day. Comes to Evil. He wants his left, uses his right, scrambles it to Narkle. Narkle one way, then the other. And the spot kick's nearly smothered. Chipped in by Carl Tregwell. He picks up O'Keefe, dumps him, picked up by Omadai. Omadai on his right, the goal umpire standing there. Nobody from Bunbury's cheering. This has got to be close. It's home. The Dons a much needed one for the scoreboard and the sake of the game. 5-6-36. The Bulldogs 14-8-92, and boy, could we do with a couple more of them for the Dons to make the game look better. The blood rule for somebody. See you later, Alligator. Hebbard's off.
We haven't had a chance for a while, have we?
Bit of a relief for the players in this what's been a very warm day. Ben Sarsfield comes on to replace Hebbard with the blood ruling. In the middle goes Brett Milner. To the half-forward flank goes Benny Sarsfield onto Coach East. Carl Treggle's gone to centre-half back. Shane Silver's the centre-half forward for the Dogs. Up they goes. Again, Irving works out knock. That's pre-arranged. Comes out towards Howlett. Howlett swings back one step onto his right foot. Goes down to centre-half forward. Well done by Scotty Elson and Williams. A little kick from Crossy. He's checked it into the middle. Very clever. In comes Tractor. Tractor screwed it around. Will he let it go? Oh! Bugger you, Jack. I'm going to get my name in the paper on Tuesday. He said there's Wilson. Wilson takes the diving mark. Maybe disorientated, wasn't sure where he was, obviously, otherwise he more than likely would have let it go for the team goal. Irrespective, the Dons need this one also. One step, two steps, one goal of the Dons, 6-6-42, 14-8-92, and the Dons get two quick ones. Irving's having a well-deserved break, going down to full forward for the last 5 minutes of the game. Of the quarter, I should say. There's been a tower strength in the centre and around the ground. Up they go. Knocked down by Brett Milner. On his left hand comes to Gibbs. He's been a good player for Donnybrook. Onto his left. That's going to be a success. No, it isn't. Matty Kendall couldn't get it. Out comes Milner. He's gone straight at the man. Matty Kendall has decided, I'll have the footy. Silly play by Milner. In front of 5,500 people. As the Dons move to 7-6-48. Bunbury 14-8-92. And I reckon the runner's about halfway out to Milner already.
If he's not, he should be.
That's 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Yep.
3 and 3 to the Dons. 4 for 2.5 quarters, 3 and 3 minutes. Evans drifted down to defence for the Bulldogs. Coach East is going with him. Bounce down in the middle. Sheffers, Remus. They both go. Sheffers gets it down only to see Milner. Brett onto his left. Chip shot out towards Surlis. He makes a lot of ground and takes the ball easily over his head.
Over.
He gets a short one over towards Treasure, who's covered a lot of ground and used his pace to advantage against Kirkpatrick. Thought there would have been a move made before now on him. 10 leads. That's ignored. Somebody from Donnybrook goes to the ground running backwards. Long kick. It's going to the right into the danger section. Up they go. Leans over the back. Eads tries to put his boot to ball, and young Bailey heads straight for the goalposts. Lee Matthews style, and it's still swaying in the breeze from that knock. Left nothing to chance. Desperation. Kick comes in short from Trigwell. Only just makes his target in Davies. Davies wide to the other side. His switch play towards Omadai. There's not much on here. Redding's got to make it because he's against Surlis. Will he take the ball? Surlis over the top. Play on call, the umpire. Very good defensive play. And the Donnybrook camp go wild as there's no free kick paid in that exchange. And I've heard that voice before down there in the crowd. Up they go again. Cheswell takes it cleanly, plays it well, gets a hand pass. It's not advantageous to Donnybrook. Picked up by Milner. He's running on his left. Great kick to Glass. He's now over there on Kirkpatrick. He'll run him around too. They need to make a bit of defence in that side. Over to the left footer. It's not a good one. Out towards Nani. He can't bend far enough to get it. Trigwell can. Hand pass to Omadai. Omadai chips out towards Howlett right in the middle of the ground between all the Bulldogs. Gets it out wide to his right. Over towards Kendall. Kendall set up the last one. Can he make this one with Jeff Narkle right on his hammer? He gets one. He gets two. He's on his left. He's awkward at the best of times. Yes. Did the Bunbury player touch it? Let's wait on the goal pile. No, he didn't. 8-6-54 the Dons. 14-9, 93, and they've kicked the last 4 in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation at the moment.
The Dons are giving their fans something to cheer about. The signs are going. The Cheswell stands erupted. The Donnybrook fans are in high emotion here as the Donnybrook side have not laid down. They've never done it before and they won't do it today. They've still got a lot of ground to make up, but they're not going to go down without a fight in true Donnybrook fashion. Bounce down in the middle. Cheswell Remus. Probably ex-teammates at BCD many years ago. Socket forward by Johnny Bennell. Carl Triggle's in front, gets the ball to the boot. Up comes Coach East from behind in Martindale. Gets rid of the ball over the back to Kendall, who's offered some bite down there in the forward line. He rides the Bunbury player into the deck and they'll have a bounce down.
He was straddled with me, not to.
Bounce down the half-forward line. Cheswell Remus. Cheswell misses it as he swings at it. Howlett loses control of it. Remus throws it out. Out comes to O'Keefe. Good shepherd from... No, there wasn't. It comes into Donnybrook. Over they go. Kirkpatrick's there and Trigwell. Very good player. Gets a hand pass over to Davies. He's been good too. Gets it up towards Williams. Knocked forward by Evel. Great spoil. Followed up by Davies. Davies a long hand pass over to Cheswell. He couldn't reach it. Smith is there for the spills. Onto his left. Goes wobbly up towards full forwards. Up goes Shepherds from behind. Can't quite hold it. Smith crosses decked for his troubles as he takes the ball from the spill of the pack. And another bounce down as the siren's about to sound.
Well, how many goals did you make up that quarter?
So it was about even, wasn't it?
Three-quarter time in the big one. 14-9, 93 to the Bulldogs. 8-6, 54 to the Dons. And it was 5-4 in that quarter. Bunbury slightly stretched their lead, but due to the Dons in their never-say-die attitude that they've got, came back with 4 in about 6 minutes in the last part. Had they kept Bunbury a little bit quieter in the early part of that quarter, they may have been a little bit closer. But Shane, how do you see the rest of this with the crowd streaming onto the ground at three-quarter time?
One more goal would have been interesting in the last couple of minutes there, but basically Donnybrook have really given an opportunity to do 6 goals, 7 goals really, it's 7 but they're still there. You know, you can't ever write anyone off. It's a grand final, another quarter of footy to play, 25 minutes, but I can't see them overtaking Bunbury. I think Bunbury have worked hard enough for 3 quarters and really they deserve to win it. But then you never let the Dons give an inch or two and mate, you're in trouble.
Well, they did it in the second quarter, come back and kick the last couple in quick time. They did it in that quarter, so if they can get the first couple in the next quarter, we'll see how we pan out in that quarter. And Daryl, how did you see that quarter going?
Well, until 5 minutes ago, Ray, it was all over by the shouting or the celebrating, but 4 goals in the time on period virtually has put a bit of spark back in the game. But from nearly 10 goals down 10 minutes ago, the Dons have got a chance, but a very rough chance, I think. Slight breeze into this quarter. I think a lot of the Bunbury players have come to the party as the game's worn on. Different players have exerted their influence. I thought Jeff Narkle at centre-half back had a good term then. Brett Milner, I think it is, yeah, Brett Milner's sort of had a solid game throughout and continued to play well in that quarter. Scott Hoff continued to get the ball. Nani up forwards, now got 4, and Kim Eads had a damaging quarter then as well. But I would think that the game is over, but those 4 goals give them a chance. They did come back from 33 or 34 points down 10 minutes into the last quarter against Kerry Park, but I think they had the breeze that day. But Matty Kendall showing the way, a couple of great goals there, and if the rest of the players lift the way that he lifted, then they'd have to have a show.
Well, modern day footy, it's never over till the proverbial fat lady sings. She hasn't stood up yet as far as the Dons are concerned, and as you say, Bunbury cannot sit back on their laurels and just wait for the final siren, because the Dons have been here for the 5 times in succession, which is a fantastic feat in its own right. They've won 3 in succession. They're not about to let that go for the sake of 30 minutes of football, and as I say, if they can get the first couple, I think Bunbury might just push the panic button. You never know. And Doug Cross has got to wind his players up, and it's vital, absolutely vital, that they get the first 2, because if Bunbury get the first 1, I think the fat lady might have stood up. No. There's a little tent up there on the hill, Shane. What happens up there, do you know?
Just socialising, I believe, mate.
A lot of people socialise in.
Yeah,
they must know each
it's
other.
It's a very friendly type of day. It's good atmosphere. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to a place like that. Well, here we go, right? This is it. The last,
Well, the Bulldogs are 30 minutes away from success in the grand final if they keep their heads together. The Dons, if they can break them for 2 goals in this quarter, as we said, in the first 5 minutes, maybe, just maybe, panic stations will set in for the Bulldogs, and we'll wait and see what happens here. The Dons haven't started any quarter in blistering fashion. The Dogs have. Maybe the last quarter will be different.
Well, first 5 minutes of this game is going to tell you which way it's going to go.
Late finish to the grand final in 2001 as Schiffner puts the ball down to the ground. Up they go. Up. It's not a good bounce. Cheswell comes across, comes over to Omadoi. He tries to force his way through the pack. He gets the ball out to Davies. He scrambles a kick out towards the wing and follows up his own kick, but it's taken on the chest by Brett Glass, the evergreen. He's gone around, go out wide. He goes, does that to, looks like Kane. Kane goes down long towards the half-forward flank in the lead of Treasure. Treasure takes the mark in front of Hayden Martindale, where the move has been made with Kirkpatrick. Ball goes to the lead of Nani. Nani marks the ball just a metre inside the 50-metre line.
Oh, look at Remus.
Remus streaming down there. There's Kirkpatrick running after him now. Waste no time, Nani, and that's high, wide and handsome. The goal umpire says it's not my ball. The boundary umpire says it's mine, and it's out in the full by a long stretch. Triggle to bring it back into play. He goes with a half kick towards Reading. It's high above Reading as it's knocked forward by Ward, and Ward watches the ball go over the line and out of bounds in a tussle between one of each.
He's had a fair game on Ward.
Yeah, the ball's thrown into play. Up they go. There's a pack of them there. Comes down towards Hebbard. Hebbard runs into the pocket on his right. He's going to screw it back. Comes back inside one. He's caught. Holding the ball for mine. Holding the ball for the umpy. Tried to do a little bit too much that time. Reading's gone around. Play on calls the umpire. Comes back over the mark as he goes. It's long. It's up towards Cheswell. Up the back goes Gibbs. Sorry, it was Howlett. Comes over to Treasure. Treasure gets a hand pass out to Ward. Reaches for it. Throws it straight on the boot. It's a wobbly kick up into the pocket, and Reading will take another mark and relieve again once more for the Dons. He's changed tack over towards Davies has made ground. He's got 20 metres. The ball's slow getting to him. Remus can cover him. No, he can't. As Eads follows his man up. Comes out long to Treadwell. He's made some ground. Takes the mark and wants to move the ball quickly. That's the way they've got to go for the Dons. Goes up towards Kendall and Bennell. They're both in it. Moore comes down. Bennell goes to ground. You can't do that. Kendall looks for support. Gets it from Smith. Smith gets a high kick up towards the centre half forward. Not made for anybody except Chris O'Keefe. Puts himself on the line and takes the mark. He's the only one that really wanted the footy. He goes out towards the wing. Remus is here. Up those... Treadwell, great effort by the big man. He's worked himself hard. In comes Davies. They were going to shepherd. The ball slips out from underneath his hands and the free kick, yes, too high, goes to Davies. It's got a lot of touches around the ground, looking for some movement up forward. It's very congested. He goes short towards Gibbs. He's been a good player also from Donnybrook and probably their best over the 4 weeks of the finals. Irving saying, kick it high, kick it long. I'm over the back, I can reach. It moves one way, then the other. That's the way the ball goes. Narkle and Irving. Up goes... Kane takes Irving out of the contest. Great play by the defence. Ball comes to the back, goes back in. Narkle breaks a pack and gets a boot on the ball along Torp. Ball comes through to Bailey. Bailey gets a good hand pass out to Davies. Davies is looking for Sheffers. Over the back comes Milner. Gets the ball on the ground. Follows up his ball. Long kick out towards Treasure. Treasure's got 5 on Martindale. Doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Martindale tracks him down. Treasure goes to the ground, tripped over himself. Knocks it back. At least Triggle's gone over to help Martindale. Good shepherd from Martindale. Get the 1-2. Yes, he gets a hand pass over. Triggle's had enough. He can't follow it up as well. Comes out to Kirkpatrick to make him work. He's got the ball onto his left foot. Goes out to wobbly kick up forward. Doesn't do anything for his forwards. Milner tracks the ball to the forward line. Socked by Jeffers, and it looks like it goes over the line and out of bounds on the bounce. Not good delivery by the big man. He probably could have cut inboard just for a step or two to try and get a better kick, but Bunbury were leading in the race for the ball all the way from his kick. Comes into Cheswell and Ward. Ward reaches over the back. Good knock. O'Keefe, he's played very well. Ball goes to underneath him as they stacks on the mill to bounce the ball down, throw the ball up, whatever. On the half-forward line for the Dons. Trailing by 39 points. Bounced us down, and it's a good one. Up goes Cheswell. They both miss it. He recovers himself quick enough. Gets it out to Wilson. He gets a hip and shoulder on Evil trying to come through. Comes to Howlett. Good slick hand pass over to Kirkpatrick. Scrambly left foot kick goes over the bounds and over the line and out of bounds for a throw in. For a free kick back into play to the Bulldogs. They've withstood the pressure. On comes Johnny Bergetta for his first run of the day. Ex-Panther player. Ball comes to centre half back. Bennell's pushed in the back as he kicks it. The bounce doesn't favour Glass. Comes over to Bailey as it's knocked down from Smith. Bailey on his left. Little chip kick up towards Neil. The spoil from Billy Bennell's very good. Hoff doesn't take the ball and he's grabbed in the tackle. Very good thinking by the quick wingman for the Bulldogs, who's had a very good grand final. Goes to centre forward the helicopter. This drops short towards Omade. The ball comes to Hebbard. Breaks one tackle. Hand pass is too short. Comes to Sheehan. The ball's picked up by Treasure. Treasure runs on goal. Takes a bounce. Gets a hand pass. It's no good. Comes towards Redding. Redding belts it out towards the half-back flank. Kirkpatrick gets under the ball and gets enough on it to run it over the line and out of bounds. And Treasure mucked that one up. Something chronic. I think he got the staggers and wasn't sure what to do with the footy. Decided I'll bounce it. And it was the one thing he shouldn't have done. Ball comes into play. Knocked down by Cheswell to the favour of O'Keefe. He's got someone on his hammer. Doesn't pick it up. Sockers it forward. Omadai. He's equal to the task. Looks for a hand pass. Bugger you, I'm kicking it. He does in the tackle. Gets it forward towards Big Irving. He knocks it one way, but the ball bounces the other way towards Narkle. Runs back towards Irving. Cops one around the ear hole as he in the tackle. All accidental. All accidental, and he'll take a free kick. Nothing in that. I think he staggered as he went to kick the ball, and Irving just come over the back of him. Short kick and a great one to O'Keefe, who's 10 metres in the clear. Bailey comes up to cover him. The kick goes to the lead of Nani. He drops the sitter. Out to Treasure. He didn't stop with the volley propped. In comes Bunbury to knock it forward. Picked up by Trigwell. Trigwell looks forward. Looks which way. Comes back onto his right. Kicks it long over towards the contest. Howlett can't take it one-handed. Bunbury's equal to task with all the numbers there. Hand pass out from Milner. Comes to Kane. Kane chips it to O'Keefe. He takes a couple of steps and bombs it to the top of the square. Eads and Sheehan. Eads is too strong. Gently pushed him out of the way and said, I'll have this one, thank you. And he will line up for the first deliberate shot on goal for the quarter. In fact, it'll be the first score of the quarter.
Yep.
And we've been playing 7 minutes.
This is just about to go.
Kimmy Eads. Chip shot, chip kick. Doesn't matter. It's a homer for the Bulldogs, and the champagne corks are popping. 15-9, 99 to 8-6, 54 the Dons. It's a matter of playing out time now, Shane.
Yeah, it's. I think this is all over now.
Bounce down in the middle. Hebbert gets a knock. It comes out to Tan. He decides to shepherd and leave for Pagetta. Pagetta gets a hand pass to Hoff. Hoff puts it high up in the air towards Trigwell and Remus. But Trigwell's far too strong in that exchange. Gets out a long kick on his left, and it's a good one. Over towards Davies. In comes Kane. Kane's quick enough to get over to the ball and knock it over where Donnybrook looked to have the run of the footy, and that was good play by the fullback, or what was the fullback at the start of the game, by Garrett Kane. Came out of retirement midway through the season from all reports, and he'll be cherishing this moment for a long, long time. Up they go again. Ball comes over the back of the pack of the throw-in. Cheswell not to be denied. Gets a hand pass out to Glenn Davies. Davies gets his kick in just in time. Up towards Neil. Neil can't take the mark as Evil comes over the back of the pack. Cops one high as he goes through trying to pick up the footy, and he'll get a free kick to relieve the pressure for the Bulldogs. Looking inside on his left foot. Gone to the centre of the ground, and there's only one man standing there, and he's picked him right out. Great kick. Billy Vanell didn't move 1 foot. He's got the mark on his chest as he steadies things down once again. He's going to centre half forward. Long, high kick. It's going to get to the edge of the square. The only one there for Donnybrook is Wilson. Onions, Wilson, whatever you like to call him. He misses the ball that comes up towards Jeff Narkle. Narkle flies high to take the mark. Gets a hand pass over to Evil. They're going to move the ball on now. Goes back to that same spot as it just came from. Pagetta's trying to worry about the man, and in comes Bailey. Doesn't get paid the mark. Was there for mine. Comes up towards Omadai, a little kick. He gets out wide towards Howlett. Howlett takes the mark. He's looking for someone to come past, and he takes off onto his left. Kicks to no one in particular. In comes Sheffers. He knocks Milner over. Then he goes to ground in the staggers, and the ball rolls over the line and out of bounds. Narkle and Irving over the back. Bennell, he knocks it forward. Comes down to Robbie Cross. Gets a hand pass through. Goes to no one. In comes Tan. He picks it up and heads for the boundary line, and I reckon that's holding the ball. No, it's over the line out of bounds. Could have lit the crowd alight then and paid holding the ball, Umpy. In comes the play, the ball goes. Up they go again. Bennell knocks it from behind. O'Keefe can't quite get the run of the ball. Knocked back by Omadai. He's played a good game. Hand pass comes inboard to Sheff as he wants to get round one. He does. He sizes up the goal. Puts onto his right boot. This is going to be close. In fact, it's got more than close. It's gone straight through the middle. Over the top of Evil's outstretched hands, and the Dons get one for the last quarter. They move to 9 goals, 660. They trail the Bulldogs 15-9, 99.
15 minutes left.
We'll close the roof and play under lights. Greg Rolfe to put the ball down in the middle. Cheswell and Ward. Cheswell takes it again over to Smith. First good clearance they've had for a long time. Comes out towards Neil. Howlett's in amongst it as well. Couldn't quite keep his feet. Bounced along with the footy. Picked up by Narkle. He's run around one circle. Cuts it back to a half circle. Comes across the ground to Hoff. Hoff can get it over towards Tan or Glass. Glass can take it and go, and he does. Will he give it handball into Tan? He should do. No, he won't. His hand wasn't moving quick enough. Goes down long to Remus. Remus sets the body in front of Trigwell. Trigwell equal the task. Great effort from Trigwell. Very, very good effort. Remus did well as well, but to put him out of the contest, the marking contest, but couldn't quite hang on to the footy. Ward and Cheswell. Line ball decision. Comes down to Smith. Can't take the ball. It's an awkward bounce. Smith feeds it out quickly, only to see Hebbard run across the boundary line with the footy. And let's have another throw in and start from scratch. Cheswell Ward, the young fella from Bunbury's played his heart out. He gets a knock this time. It's ineffective. It comes down towards Milner. Comes over to the pacey Treasure. Treasure's a great hand pass to Glass. Glass size up at the wall in 1-2 steps, and he's landed straight through the middle. The Bulldogs are alight, and we're going to run this game out 16-9, 105 to the Dons, 9-6-60, and that was great play again by Treasure.
He's got to be going close to the best of the ground, so. Treasure.
Yeah, could be too, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a close tussle.
Narkle's had a great game.
Oh, I thought O'Keefe has played a great game.
Yep. Coffey's had a lot on the wing.
An interesting ball game at the end of the game. Who picks the Pike medalist to join the illustrious group of players? Bounce down the middle. Up they go again. Again, Chiswell. He's done that so many times in his career, and they still haven't worked him out. Good spoil by Evil. Comes over to Howlett. He's got the pace. Can he come back in? O'Keefe is tracking him. He's gone one way. He's gone the other. He's got onto his left. It's a good kick over towards Neil. He goes chip forward towards Sheffers. Sheffers stands his ground. Takes the mark coolly, and will go back and have a pot shot at goal and see if he can put the Dons 10th on the board. Darian Sheffers. Deliberate shot on goal. Runs in. Very reliable kick. Nothing wrong with that one. Puts it over the goal umpire's hat for the Dons 10th, and they move to 10-6-66. The Bulldogs are 16-9, 105 as Brett Milner leaves the ground to allow Sarsfield to come on for a run in the last quarter. He's been off and on the ground, young Benny Sarsfield, but although he hasn't had an influence on the game, he'll remember this moment for a long, long time. And still giving plenty of voice over there and cheer for their side. Bounce down in the middle. Up they go. Chiswell gets a knock this time. Tan can't go it. Again, Chiswell does his own rove, and geez, he's a hard worker, this fella. Chases after it again on hands and knees. The ball comes to Glass. Glass gets it out to Ward. Sidesteps one. Gets a hand pass out to Sarsfield. Just come on the ground, as we said. He's got a little kick in towards the lead of Eads, and that was a great kick, great lead. And again, it doesn't matter how close you are. You can't get those ones if you're a defender.
Still a bit of work by Ward there too. Didn't panic.
No, sidestep one.
Wardy doesn't play a bad bloody game.
Very good game.
I went through with the bloody selectors on Friday night.
Kimmy Eads, leading goal kicker, takes a few steps, puts it high up in the air. This is not a good kick. Comes over towards Nani, but it's forced over the line and over the behind line for 1 point to go to 16-10 to 10-6 with the Bulldogs are leading. It's one of Kimmy Eads' faults. If he's got one at shooting a goal, he's not all that deliberate. He seems to chip it, kick it high, gets underneath it. Treadwell goes out wide to Gibbs, who's made ground and taken the mark. He cuts back inboard slightly towards Martindale, waits for it to bounce. Good shepherd from Sheehan. Gives a mark over to Wilson. Wilson goes straight down the middle of the ground, only to see Billy Vanell in the box seat to take the mark.
I reckon he's played a bloody ball.
He goes out wide to Glass, and this man has covered a lot of ground. Some people might have questioned the comeback of Brett Glass at the start of the season. Well, he's put those knockers to rest, I can tell you. Over to Evil. No, it's Scotty Elson. Not many touches, but he's done his job from the back pocket. Goes on long towards Nani. He forces Trigwell under the ball. Trigwell's equal to the task as he knocks it out towards Howlett. But O'Keefe showing plenty of skill, plenty of legs. He's running hard, gets around one or two. Goes ball straight back towards Carl Trigwell, but the ball is knocked away from him and goes over towards Kirkpatrick, and between them they fight the ball over the line. Half forward line for Bunbury, but there's a Hoffer's coming off, but there's a blood rule.
So is mine. I just think this.
And Shane Narney will make the long trek to the boundary for the blood rule.
Shit, off his back on.
Just coming off for a well-deserved rest, he thought, but no, back you'll go, son. Play is started now as they go into play. The ball comes in to Hebbert, gets a hand pass out the glass. He's on his own, a little left foot kick. Pagetta's going to take the mark. Play on's the umpire's call. He didn't get the second bite. Triggle burst his way through. Hand pass comes to Omadai. He's tackled. Gets a hand pass out to Gibbs. The fancy stuff doesn't work as it comes towards Bailey. Bailey back turns into trouble. Gets a hand pass to no one. Pagetta says thanks very much. Treasure's got 5. The wheels onto his left. Gets a hand pass over to Sulis. Sulis can't take the ball. He's not going to pick it up. He is going to pick it up. He gets it one-handed in towards Sheehan. Sheehan can't take the mark and this ball spills out towards centre forward again. Crosses there. In goes the Donnybrook defenders. In go the Bunbury forward line. Stacks on the mill and nobody's going to let the ball come out of there. Oh, I think they're toughing it out. It's been a tough day and I still think this ground takes a hell of a lot out of it. Centre forward bounce down. They fight. Chiswell uses his body to advance. Smith gets a scramble kick. Doesn't go far. Chiswell follows it up. He's the only one really having a hard hit at that crack there. And gets a hand pass out from Wilson to Gibbs. Good hand pass to Smith. Goes down towards Matty Kendall. He'll get a kick here. No, he won't. He goes to the ground. Jeff Narkles equal the task. In comes Gibbs with a hip and shoulder. Misses him. Comes to Brett Milner. Milner's kick goes down towards Bailey in front. The ball bounces out of his hands. In comes Surlis. In comes Vegeta. The ball's knocked forward towards Bailey. He's the only one on his feet. A little kick that goes 10.5 metres is taken by Smith. Smith goes quickly over towards Wilson. Wilson takes the mark. Will he give it to Trigg? Well, he does. It gives Shepherds. Good stuff as the Bunbury player comes in Ward. Long kick up towards Spider from Donnybrook. Tyso. He gets the ball. It comes out from Bunbury from Narkle to Kane, and he says, I'm going to steady this down and go back and weigh up my options, and then goes 11 metres towards Evil, and he's going to do the same thing. How long to go, fellas? 8 minutes to go. Too early to start that, even though they're a long way in front. It'll be a long 8 minutes at this rate. Evil goes long, down to the wing. They all pack here, up they go. Sarsfield's up, can't mark. Out comes Treasure, stays on the ground. He feeds it out to Hebbert, gets a quick hand pass over to Sarsfield, who's got the run of the ball. Good shepherd from Elson. In comes Sarsfield to the 50. He picks out his man in Remus. Remus goes to ground, the ball goes behind him. Picked up by Redding. Redding's one bounce. He's got through one. Remus has come back to redeem himself and can't. Surlis sticks the long arm up and can't keep it in control. Comes out towards Elson. He gets another one. Around the ear hole this time, says the umpire, and you'll have a free kick with the Bunbury players going down like 9 pins. Scotty Elson doesn't look too well down there on the boundary. He's got a free kick and I don't think he can take it. We've got a hold up in play here as Scotty Elson makes his way very gingerly towards the interchange. Time on, says the umpire, let's go. Hebbard's got the ball 55 metres out. What will he do with it? Who's at the back? Kimmy Eads got his hand up in the air. Send it down here for a screamer, he said. Give me a chance at a crack of this. That's what he does. Eads is at the back. Sena's got his run. Nobody. Eads doesn't go up and the ball's forced over the line and out of bounds. (16-11) the Bulldogs. 10-6 the Dons. 107 plays 66. Shane Nani runs back onto the ground after the blood draw. The ball's disappeared.
Might be Lowe's job.
Carl Triggle didn't really want it. Blow the siren, he said. Put me out of me misery. A long bomb. Here comes Zach Redding. Treasure just got there to put a hand on it. In comes Kane, gets a hand pass over to Nani. Nani looks one way, give her a hand pass. Then he says, I'll have a left foot kick. Goes in towards the Dons forward line. Great defence from Treadwell. Gets the ball out towards Robbie Cross. He's taken one bounce. He's burnt off one opponent. Taken two and he's nearly set himself up. Got a hand pass over towards Omadai. Omadai doesn't need him as he cuts inboard towards Cheswell. Play on as he goes. One bounce by the big man as he lopes forward. Gets a hand pass up to Wilson. Wilson stands and delivers with one kick. It goes out towards Howlett. Howlett's not equal to task to take the mark with the pressure from O'Keefe. Good shepherd from Neil. In comes Howlett showing the ball around. Bounces once. Goes to centre forward. Terrible kick. Comes straight through to Billy Bennell. He hand passes out in front of him and he's tackled. Play on, says the umpire. In comes Surlis to lend a hand. And he does. Great long kick to centre forward to see Trigwell mark the ball on his chest. And he's played a sterling game for the Dons and quickly worked his way into contention for their best player. If not anything else for him on his day. And I think Tyso's taken a very good mark, although he's paid the free kick. Only had one hand to play with, as the other one been held down. Come on late in the game. He'll still remember this. He played in the grand final up towards Kendall. Kendall's held him off with one hand. In comes Narkle. Ball doesn't quite stick with the other one. Slips as he goes at the psychological moment. He's grabbed by the jumper and slung to the rest of the ground. Comes out to Neil. Neil hand passes over to Wilson. Wilson scrambles the ball forward to Sheffers. Knocks the ball to centre forward looking for Gibbs. Good thinking by Sheffers. Dived on by Bennell. You could be holding the ball there, son. Something's happened off ball. Garrett Kane will take a free kick as the umpire's peripheral vision was very good. I don't know on what, but it's...
Kane one, did he? I don't know. I didn't see it.
Somebody... whatever's happened is free kick to Bunbury. No, number 9 will take the free kick. Very well, rules are rules, I suppose, even at this late stage of the game.
I don't know what rule it was. I didn't see anything though.
I didn't either. I don't know.
About 10 metres off the ball.
Was it? Your peripheral vision was good too then?
Yep.
Milner goes out wide to Ward. Ward's pushed in the middle of the back by Cheswell and... well, I suppose he put a little bit more into it, but there again, the ball goes into the forward line. Sheffers is third in line. He can't mark it. The ball comes to Neil. He's tracking the ball to the forward line. Tractor comes back, stops, kicks to centre forward. Up goes Tan. Spoils well. Ball comes to Trigwell. Trigwell takes 2 steps, looks at the goal umpire, sends it that way. He makes a little bit of ground to his right, but it's home. The Dons have got another one in the dying stages of the game to move to 11-6-72. The Bulldogs are 16-11 107.
Covers some ground, Triggle, doesn't he?
Yes, I don't think there'll be too many arguments as to Triggle being Donnybrook's best. Not in my book, anyway. Gibbs played very well in the first quarter, 2.5 quarters, and he's kept Hebbard quiet while he's gone into the middle himself. Cheswell's tried his heart out. The Bulldogs too strong. Bounce down in the middle. Lee Ward, who's played a sterling game against the odds, will get a free kick in the middle.
That Julie the other way. Sorry.
Ward, I said, just gets a kick. Goes down towards Treasure and over the back comes Eads. He can't get it. He's gone too early and he fingertips on the ball. Picked up by Bailey. Hand pass to Triggle. Triggle underground pass to Sheehan. Scoops a little kick out towards Davies. That was clever by the young fella as he relieves the pressure for the Donnybrook side, although temporarily maybe. The ball comes to a 1-on-2 situation. Smith takes a mark. He's looking towards Neil. No, he ignores that. Will he come out to Cheswell? Where will I go? He'll go to Matty Kendall if he's right. He will. Matty Kendall will come over the back. Can he hold it? The ball's knocked forward by Kane. Never tried to mark it. Ball defensive play. In comes by Cheswell to Omadai. Omadai puts it onto his right foot. Doesn't. Well, they tracked the boundary line, but irrespective, he marked it. Narkle plays on, gets the ball over to Hebbard. Hebbard takes a mark on his chest as the game stops. Comes out to Glass. He's got a paddock to run in. Well, he'll go. He's got one. He's going to deliver the ball to the lead of Nani, who stopped and propped, and he didn't get the kick. In comes Redding. He's done a good job on that occasion. His arm was grabbed before he grabbed the footy. Up comes Sheehan. He got the ball. He's going to go one way. Shrugs one tackle. Well done by the little young fella. Gets a kick out to Howlett. Can't quite reach it. In comes O'Keefe, who's had the ball on the string in the second half. Feigns a hand pass. No, I'll go backwards. Comes up to Hebbard, who's making some ground away from goal as the Bulldogs settle things down once again with not long to go. 2.5 minutes to go. Goes back to O'Keefe out on the wing. That'll get the stats up in the grand final. Howlett gives him some ground. He chips short and goes towards Glass. He's going to stop the game, and could be a bit of keeping off for the last few minutes of the game. There's a Bulldogs cheer squad down behind the goals. Loving every bit of it. Another kick for Hebbard coming up. Mark and kick. Build the stats. Surlis makes ground to right in the middle of the ground. Will he go laterally? No, he won't. He'll go long this time. Out comes Eads on the lead. Up they go. Eads can't get to the ball. In comes Treadwell. Feigns a kick, then goes and bounces off a tackle. Helicopters a ball back to Hebbard. He can't reach it. In comes Young Cross. He's got the ball. No, he hasn't. He's been tackled by two. He keeps the ball in, but for some reason he's got a free kick. I don't know what it was, but we'll give him the kick anyway. He's in front. He chips inboard Omadai. He takes one step and he's nearly run down. He goes over the head of Kendall, and Surlis chips in to take the mark. Let's move it on, he said. Back out to the wing. Cross is in the forward seat here if he can get hold of the ball. Stands his ground manfully. Well done. Tackles Hebbard. Hebbard's dribbled the ball away from him in a hand pass that comes up to Omadai. Omadai over to Cheswell. Cheswell gives it over to Wilson. Wilson gets it over towards Cheswell. He chips it up towards
Good mark.
Kendall. Kendall sends the ball over to Neil. He's not going to make it, and in comes Kane to relieve the pressure. Will he gather it? No, he won't. He's messed it up. He's knocked it forward. He's got numbers. Out the ball comes to Bennell. Bennell goes wide towards Treasure and Martindale. This will be a duel, and Martindale, the ever over the back defensive football, puts a big fist to the ball and pounds it over the boundary line. One minute to go in the 2001 Bundaberg Rum Grand Final. The Bulldogs first in 18 or 19 years. Up they go. Cheswell gets a knock down to Davies. Davies goes one way, bets back onto his right and gets a little kick up that doesn't carry to Kendall. Gets a good smart hand pass and Shepherds to Omadai. Omadai looks up towards the goal score and up towards Shepherds. Shepherds over the back, but the Bunbury player in Milner. Milner knocks the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw in the right forward pocket in the dying seconds of this grand final, where the Bulldogs have reigned supreme. First in and they've won it. First into the grand final, had the rest. Donnybrook did it the hard way. They're doing it hard today. In comes Kendall, grabs the ball out of the ruck, throw in. Has a snap on goal. The siren goes. 1 point is the one. And the mighty Bulldogs have reigned supreme at Hands Oval in the 2001 Bundaberg Rum Grand Final. They win 16-11, 107 to 11-7 is the Dons, and I haven't worked that one out.
Oh, that'd be 8. Might be 12.
Well, Shane, the Bulldogs obviously be a happy camp. You got to be when you win convincing like they did. Peter Betty's come back to the helm a year out of footy, sitting on the sidelines. He got itchy feet, and the Bulldogs took him back on, and they've reaped the rewards. Donnybrook, to their credit, 5 grand finals in succession, bookends from the first and the last. Great effort from that club in any circumstances. Doesn't matter who you are. They went down fighting. They were gallant in the end, but the Bulldogs far too strong on the day.
Yeah, congratulations to the Bulldogs, and just a little thought for Jamie too, who had a great year with the club and unfortunately couldn't come up for the day, but he would be wrapped, tickle pink. Yeah, the boys did extremely well. They definitely were the quickest side, the fittest side of the day. And as I said earlier, the Dons, I think, found it a pretty hard campaign in the finals. Bunbury had a pretty easy run, and weather-wise today, pretty warm. They ran well, they found space, used the ball, and their skills, I thought, were a little bit better than Donnybrook. And when they did go forward, they had a more open forward line and found their men and kicked goals when required. And that really had that little bit of a run on the second quarter and basically started to blow the game away. But well done.
Yeah, second quarter, and they blew it open with 7 goals to 3 and got that little break. Obviously set up the game for the Bulldogs and give them a handy break going into the second half. But Darryl, how did you see your players, better players on the day?
Well, I think overall, Ray, it was the Bulldogs' defence that held sway today. I think that basically a very well-knit defence down there kept the Donnybrook forwards under wraps for most of the day. But I think overall, probably the toss-up for the pipe medal could be between Jason Treasure, who played on a wing, half forward and on the ball, and did quite a bit of damage. Also Jeff Narkle in defence, who did some outstanding things. Had a bit of a tough time with Matt Kendall a bit in the second half, but he played a particularly good game. The old warhorse in the centre, Brett Glass, played a very serviceable game throughout, showed his experience. Billy Bennell in the defence was a good defender, very tight. Greg Evell on the half-back flank also was good. The Shane Narney, Kim Eads combination up forward, they both kicked 4. So they were a fairly potent force, and Brett Milner, I think, and Craig Reemans were others who played a significant part in the game. For the Dons, I think their best player was, almost without doubt, was Carl Triggle, who played...
no argument there.
At centre-half forward on occasions in defence, kicked some goals and sort of was one clear ball handler all day. Mick Omaday was a workhorse, did a lot of good things. Glenn Davies was another one who popped up with plenty of the ball around the grounds. Brendan Gibbs tried hard. Matt Kendall had a reasonable game and also was very inspiring in the second half. Hayden Martindale played solidly. Dean Irving as well, who got plenty of hit-outs, didn't get that many kicks around the ground, but gave a drive, and also Craig Chiswell, who seemed to spend a lot of time off the ball, but when he was on the ball certainly had an influence. But overall, I think it was the Bulldogs' defence that kept the Donnybrook forwards under pressure, didn't allow them the freedom, and then as a result they were able to get the ball down into their attack often enough to kick the winning goals.
Yeah, Bulldogs very even side, I thought, in the day. Had players good in the first half and faded a bit in the second, but overall it was very even, and I think that was the difference between them and Donnybrook, that Donnybrook just really didn't come up in after their hard finals campaign.
No, I think they had a couple of struggling. They lost Adrian Proctor obviously to injury too. He had a good first quarter, but then I think he wasn't on the ground much in the second half at all, so he was one that was injured. One player for Bunbury, I think, that will probably get a lot of satisfaction out of today's game would be Scotty Hoff, who hasn't played particularly well in the other grand finals, but I thought he did a very good job today, so he'd be one player I think that'll be wearing a big smile tonight.
Yeah, we'll have a few counterparts over there in Bulldog land, with Peter Betty becoming the master coach, another grand final to his credit. Bulldogs last half of the season, I think that's 13 wins on end, is that right, for the to finish the season off?
I think they lost around about round 7. I think they lost to Kerry Park, and I don't think they've lost a game since.
Well, they played some big ones, and they've had a long time between drinks. 1983, when Peter Betty was last at the helm down at Bunbury, and he's come back a couple of years ago, 98 and 99 against Donnybrook, and Donnybrook proved too strong, so I suppose they've got a little bit of revenge back as far as that's concerned, but I don't think that would have been on the agenda. It was more of the fact that they just wanted to win the grand final, irrespective of who they were playing, obviously, and good luck to Peter and the boys and the administration of the club to get him back there, whether by good luck that he wanted to come back and appointing him for the job.
And I think they certainly got a lot out of their players. There's been a few of those players played a lot of games, and premiership success has eluded them. Guys like Craig Reemers, I think, played in both the other losing grand finals. Chris O'Keefe would have played in those, and he played a serviceable game as well. So if you look down their list, there's probably, I think there's about 8 that played in those. Johnny Manell played in those ones as well, and he had a fair game today, although I think he was another one that was affected by injury as the game went on. Scotty Elson's a player that will probably be pretty pleased as well to come in, next Burma's player, and I think he played in Boyup Brook for a while, but he'd be pretty pleased. Paul Milner and Brett Milner, who were part of Bustleton's premiership success, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they would have had a medallion each. It's ironic that you look at some of the Bunbury players you say that played in a couple of losing grand finals. Imagine Remus and Garrett Kane, probably Glass, would have been representing Boyup in 1990 when they lost under Peter Betty as well.
Yeah, they would have been there. One young player that had a good game early on in the game today, Bo Tan. He's only about 17 years of age, but he's another one who played fairly well. And I think Lee Ward was serviceable, having come back from injury this season.
Oh, I thought he did a manful job in the ruck, given that he might not have won many ruck knockouts against Chiswell and Irving, but he did the job, and he offered a bit around the ground. He probably got stronger as the game went on as far as his run in his legs. Played a very good last quarter, I thought, and he fought his way out in the ruck, and he just made it hard for the big men anyway, irrespective of the number of ruck knocks that he got, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a player that may have been underrated by the Dons, but I think they knew enough about him to know that he had the ability to play it pretty well around the ground.
Well, the Bunbury Footy Club moving over towards the dais, and very soon I imagine we'll find out the winner of the Pike medal.
Who's your tip, Ray?
I'm going for O'Keefe.
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 Well, I think it'll be either Treasure, Narkle or Trigwell. It'll be one of those three, I think.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have an argument against either of them, but we'll see what sort of judges we are. Trigwell's certainly a standout for Donnybrook. Gibbs went a little bit quiet in the second half, but still did his job on Hebbard, and Hebbard was never an influential player really compared to what he's been, but maybe the emphasis was put on him and other Bunbury players ran free. And guys like Treasure, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Bunbury in the last 12 months, but I reckon that would be close to Jason's Treasure's best game for the club, and what a game to play it in.
Well, he's a player that came this year to West Farmers and played fairly well up there on the chances that he had. Played on a wing, I think, from memory, but he's an up-and-coming player. He's got plenty of pace, pretty good ball handling skills, and knows where to go. So he'd be a worthy winner if he does take it out.
Well, the ground announcer's got the control, and we'll wait and see. We'll give a bit of a rundown on each player as they come up with their medallion once that gets underway, and we'll see who the Pike medal is. The notorious Les Pike. If you've ever been to a league wind-up and listened to this man, you've got a big act to follow when he finishes. Well, I knew he'd tell us which number medal it was.
I thought it's been 45th before.
Oh, he might have taken one back. Well, it's a dead heat to start with. Oh, I heard the Jason Treasure. Was there another one? Well, I did say was there a count back, and that was when he won it on a count back, maybe. But Jason Treasure, well, no arguments with that. I said earlier, I think he's kicked 3 goals from a half-forward flank, and he's played what I believe was certainly the best game I've seen him play, whether that's true or not. Great game to play it in, and well done to Jason Treasure. Joins an illustrious group of players to win the Pike medal in the grand final in the South West Footy League. About to present the medallions to each individual player, but Les Pike's decided he wants a bit more of the microphone. Oh, what an achievement from Brett Glass.
Brett Glass has already won a Pike medal in the grand final.
He has, yes, in a losing side with what is now the Eton Boomers, was BCD. Well, if they are given 2 medals, he'd certainly be the oldest one to win one. Johnny Bennell to receive his medallion. Been around the club for a long time, started the game in blistering fashion, went a bit quiet, had to go off with the blood rule and wasn't as dominant as he was in the first bit, but a stalwart of the Bunbury Footy Club, and well, congratulations to Johnny. Billy Bennell.
Very solid in the back line all year.
Yes, played with Dash this year today, and great game. I know his dad and his dad down there, proud dad's down there cheering him on. Jeff Narkle, from my memory, I think he actually played state footy a few years ago. I'm not sure. He was at least in the squad.
I think he played state football last year, right?
Was it? Great game in defence for the Bulldogs. Got better as the game went on. Scotty Hoff, as we mentioned earlier, or you mentioned earlier, Darryl, hasn't had a very good grand final in the finals in the past, but he'll be ecstatic with the great game that he played today, and to have that hanging around his neck. Long-time stalwart of the footy club, Chris O'Keefe.
He's had a good year, Ray, when you consider that he went away with West Farmers again this year and took off the trophy for the South West.
Yeah, well, he's always supported the South West in the past, and I thought he played a great game, especially in the second half, and was damaging, but good luck to him. Scotty Elson, an outsider from the Bulldogs from this year, come to the club with recruited by Peter Betty, I assume, and Peter Betty's got a lot of time for him. And didn't do a lot, but he did his job in defence, and doesn't matter. He's got a medallion. Kimmy Eads tried out at Peel Thunder last year, played a couple of games up there for them. They were probably disappointed to lose him, but 100 goals in the season speaks its own language, and I think he got 4 today.
He got 4 and gave away a couple, set up a couple more.
Paul Milner pushes the nickname, medallion from about 1997, 6 is it?
96.
He's got a second one to go to it. Greg Evell, the blonde bombshell from the defence. Unbridled talent. I reckon this guy can only get better too. I've got a lot of time for this player.
He was probably best man on the ground in the second semi, and he followed it up again today with another good performance. And I think he intimidated his opponent early in the game and was right on top.
Nathan Hebbard, the recruit from East Fremantle mid-season, and I saw him play a couple of games just after he got here, and he's a tower of strength, breaks tackles. Not his best game today, but he got the Bulldogs to where they were to compete in the game anyway. Ben Sarsfield, young player. Not a lot of ground time, but by gee, he'll still remember this day for a long time to come. Similarly with Bo Tan, he started up very ambitiously in the first quarter, got a lot of touches in the first 5 or 6 minutes, went quiet for a while, but made his way in the team, and he's only a young player. He's got a lot of football in front of him. Let's hope he doesn't dwell on today and has a lot more to come.
Yeah, he's one that Peter Betty got a lot of time for, and insisted that he be in the West Farmers squad, and he played pretty well in Perth as well without starring, but did his job.
Lee Ward faced a mountain of an assignment today against Cheswell and Irving. They're 2 big men, and fought on Admiral. Although he's beaten in the ruck knockouts, he still offered something around the ground, and besides a couple of rests on the bench, I thought he performed admirably. Dean Soulis, on and off the bench, not a lot of influence, but again a young player through the ranks of the Bulldogs, and again he'll remember this for a long, long time. Shane Narney, recruited mid-season, came back to the Bulldog fold after some injury problems in the metropolitan area, and what an acquisition. I think he's averaged about 6 goals a game since he's come back. Is that
something like that? Yep. And not only did he have his opponent worried today, he probably had a couple of other defenders thinking about him as well, so certainly played a big part in the victory.
Well, stationed at full forward, he's a sure avenue of attacking with Kimmy Eads. What a great find up the front. Garrett came out of retirement, I heard, didn't start the pre-season, came out early in the piece. Ex-Boomers player, and long time between drinks for him as find some on-field success, and great game from him in defence. He was sure in defence, knocked the ball away, didn't try and outmark his opponent, spoiled at all times. Jason Treasure, we spoke the accolades of Jason with the Pike Medal. Brett Milner, another previous winner from the Bustleton camp, surprise up here a couple of years ago with the Bulldogs, and he's now got 2 medallions to hang around his neck.
He spent a bit more time in the forward line than previously, I think, and did a good job up there as well.
Made his name as a defender, running off half-back on his strong left foot. Johnny Bajetta, no ground time. Hadn't played a lot of ground time actually over the finals from what I've seen, but irrespective, he's got a medallion.
He's going to be pretty happy with that after being at Kerry Park and also down at Bridgetown.
Coaching down the lower southwest, got to a certain stage. Well, if that's not team spirit, nothing is. Johnny Bajetta felt he didn't need his medallion as much as Jamie Narney, and he's given it to Jamie Narney in front of the Bulldog crowd. The 2001 Hayward medalist. Sadly missed the game through injury, and what a treat from a club man. You won't see that very often in football. Craig Remus been in and out of football for some years, played out at the Born-Up Capel Dardanup, recruited many years ago by Bunbury, gave it away for a year or two. He's come back last couple of years, and he's finally got a medallion around his neck. Coach extraordinaire Peter Betty took the opposition side Donnybrook to their first ever grand final premiership, and has now been instrumental in them losing and not taking the four on end that they probably felt he was lost one a few years ago to the Dons. But boy, has this man put some time into football in the Southwest, and a great ambassador for Southwest football. The pretty girls from Bunbury Rum. Craig Remus, as captain, having a few words to say, and thanking Bundaberg Rum and their representatives for a cheque for $3,000. This has been well earned and a long time coming. And the loud cheers of the mighty Bulldog camp have just been given the 2001 Premiership Cup, hoisted aloft by Peter Betty and Craig Remus, coach and captain. They've come from a long way together, these two, in various circumstances. That's the end of the penny section. The frivolities are all over with. Bunbury Footy Club take the trophy, they take the cheque, they take the accolades. Well deserved for season 2001 with one. We bid you farewell from Hands Oval for 2001 for the Southwest Footy League.
players, our sponsors and our members and everything, the Bunbury Football Club, as we said this morning when we walked the oval, you know, the club as a club and our members and supporters, we needed this grand final as much as what you blokes needed it. A lot of guys have been around for a long time. It's been 18 years, 1983, since we won one. And all I can say, the makeup of the guys, each individual guys, and plus the 4 or 5 guys that missed out today, it's been tremendous. Training's been good. Everything that you're supposed to do as a football side is done. Your focus on football was really good in the last month. We all knew we had a job to do, and you've done it well, you know. And to beat Donnybrook, who the 2 years that we lost in 1988 and 1999, I don't think guys, even a lot of guys that play football today realise how fucking hard it was for me to live out in Donnybrook. And, you know, even guys just shake me by the hand, but they really stab me in the guts as well. So I can accept that anyway, because I live in the town, I'm coaching away, but that's my job anyway. That's what I've done all my life. And just going back to you guys, you know, you're bloody tremendous. You worked hard. We kept on our game plan. There wasn't too many times during the game as a coach tonight to really sort of raise voice, dipping that blokes to go out there and say something that I've said before that we were doing wrong. There wasn't too many times that we've done nothing wrong. There were so many times that I said that we had to play like Brisbane. We run in 2s and 3s. We always ran in 2s and 3s, even at different times. The third bloke collared the bloke. And I know that behind me, and I know the Bunbury Football Club supporters and committees and members are just bloody proud of you. And I know myself as a football coach. And I did say, you know, we talked about loving each other and everything like that. You know, at the end of the day, you know, Hoppy's a bloke that's laughed and joked about him. I know Hoppy might be one of those guys, so be careful. But all in all, fellas, you know, enjoy yourself. Go back to the club, enjoy yourself, enjoy our nights. Enjoy tomorrow, enjoy Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. But just remember, as a football club and the players, just keep in the lines of what we're allowed to do. Don't go stupid. You know, someone falls through a window or something tonight, and it's very, very quick. All of a sudden, winning the grand final means really hardly anything. Well done to Trish. I'd like to say one more little thing about. Where's Nat? Oh, that's Spunky.
Spunky, it's good. Where'd you get that name? Spunky. Spunky.
Where is he? He's outside. Well, he's no fucking good outside.
Where is he? Fuck.
Anyway, I'm just going to say what I was going to say if you see it. The guy hasn't played very good football all year, and I think that I'd like him to be here because I've been pretty hard on the guy. We all sort of said to ourselves that it might be grand final day that he's going to play a real good game, which he did today. You know, enjoy yourself, do everything that you've got to do. As I said, don't go overboard and just go stupid and sad things. Well done.